99 achievements for buying.
Oh, the first game? I'm talking about the second one. I could probably go back and do the first game pretty quickly because it's a lot smaller. But when they start adding tons and tons of items, it gets more complicated and the achievements get a little bit more picky.
Hmm.
All right. So, without wasting any more time, um,
Is the
I
screen
was talking
black or
about
am I?
me. It's should be black in most places, but if you scroll around, you should be able to see something.
It's all black for me.
Oh, I put you on a different page. I don't know why I did that.
Oh,
Here you go.
Ah,
nice.
cool.
So, without me wasting any more time of your time, uh, I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of recap. In the previous session, our band of mercenaries fled from the town of Rockridge upon suggestion from their new mysterious wizard friend. They descended into the quarry towards the safety of the mines as well as towards their objective. After discovering a hidden cache of loot left by one of the bandits and resting in a side chamber to recover some of their strength, they continued onward and downward, until finding a cheeky illusory wall that masked the dungeon they sought to raid. They read the mysterious poem upon the walls and descended using the elevator to the first level of the dungeon, where they got their butts handed to them by a group of orange and blue salamander creatures. After resting for the night up top, nearly being discovered by someone that came dangerously close to the illusory stone wall, and returning to finally beat the dungeon's first challenge, they received their first key. Now they stand poised and ready to meet the next level's challenge. So, you guys are now uh, at the second level. You are surrounding the elevator. You have just descended the hourglass that you had previously seen. You see it turn and begin to spill its new font of sand. Presumably, would take probably an hour to finally reach the end. And that gives you the inclination that you have some sort of time limit, though not a very small time limit, considering how long it took you to do the last one.
Oh,
What would you like to do? The torches are not lit, so those of you who don't have light are using Melturge's hammer light, I assume, to be able to see. But
easy.
Isle, if you'd like to, you may light the torches.
I guess I will light
Okay.
torches. Why won't it let this thing is the stupidest thing. It won't let me move. It won't let me pan around.
If you use Alt click, I think.
Alt
No,
right click.
Alt right, Alt. Just right click in general works.
Oh, doesn't.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I don't like Roll20 all that much, but it's been useful in this circumstance. I might try Map Tool because I actually have my own internet and I can port forward applications, so there would be no connectivity issues as long as it works the way I hope it does. So we could try that next time. I just figured this would be easier for the time being. But as it stands, you guys are in the room as I have put you out. How would you like to proceed?
Hey,
Um,
look, there's a hallway.
Would you like to go down said hallway, Isle?
I will. What is that orange thing?
That's nothing. That was like an indicator of something, some status effect that's no longer in effect.
yeah,
I think it's one of the boosts or something.
On the
It was
what?
it was
from
heroism.
yeah, heroism.
I will slowly come
Okay.
down.
So you start making your way in there. As you do, and the rest of you trailing behind him, you notice that the hallway leads to a larger chamber, which is dark, but those of you with dark vision can see further into it than those relying on Melturge's light. However, you are able to see the entirety of the room, as far as you can tell, which appears to be a long corridor that's about 25 feet wide. There are two long pits, each 5 feet wide and about 30 feet long, on either side of a central walkway. The floor is level besides these two pits in the floor, and there are two torch sconces on either side in the middle-ish of the room, and you can see that the uh, ceiling has a mirrored set of long channels that are right above the holes in the ground. Let me go ahead and read the rest of this just to make sure I didn't miss anything. here we are. So yeah, the room is dark. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. You can see that there is a bunch of moss, green, luscious moss that is coating the ceiling around the top pits in the ceiling, as well as the floor around the pits and the walls of them as well.
Huh.
Isle, you're the first into the room.
Oh.
I'd like you to make a perception check. Okay. So as you enter the room, do you have dark vision or not?
No.
No. Okay. With the light of Melturge, you manage to see along the walls closest to you within the range of that light. You can see what appear to be carvings on the wall. They look to be like an artist's depiction of an eye, very simplistic. There's one located here and one located here. And that's as far as you see coming into the room. But all of you, do you wish to stay in the hallway or do you wish to come into the room further?
I will light both torches.
Okay. Isle
Um,
runs into the
across.
room and
I'll
starts
come into the room,
gliding
like, right
across the
here.
pits and lights the torches. Okay.
I want to take a look at the eyes, or do I notice them since he saw them? Or
Yeah, you were pointed out these eyes, and as you light up the room and begin inspecting further, you can see that there are a total of 7 of them. Um, that you notice immediately.
is there anything weird about them? Do they have, like, holes? Are they following us? Or
Make a perception check yourself.
I shove my dick in the hole of the eye.
All right, we'll get to that.
Damn it.
Okay.
Your dick gets chopped off.
Daffodil, as you inspect the eye, how are you doing so? Just visually, or are you running your hands along it, or what?
I guess I'll run my hands across it, but I'm not going to stand right in front of it just in case anything's, like, weird about it.
Okay. So you look at it. You see, if you scroll up a little bit, it looks sort of like that, but not exactly. That's just
Wow.
generally.
That's beautiful.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like a really good looking eye. It's like you understand that it's supposed to be an eye, but that's about it. As you start running your hand along the edge of it, you notice that the circular stone tile on which this eye is carved, then begins to recede on its own after your hand brushes with it. And as soon as it does, the hallway right behind Nala, there is a set of iron bars that drops a gate that closes behind her.
Oh,
What do you do?
convenient that she was in the room. Um, I don't know. I prepare my weapon, I guess.
Okay.
Very-
So all of you are just kind of waiting. Right after that happens, yeah, the pits in the center of the room, you start to notice movement far down inside of them.
Oh. I'm gonna. Is this stump? I'm gonna. How deep are the pits? Do they seem?
You can't see to the bottom of them.
Okay, and they're moving. I'm gonna toss a grenade in it.
Okay.
Wait.
So you pull your grenade from your side pouch, and you pull the pin and just chuck it in. Where do you chuck it?
Into the pit that's right in front of me.
Okay, just right down in front of you, 5 feet away.
Well, like towards the middle of the pit.
Towards the middle. Okay, so here.
Yeah.
All right. So you do so. You pull the pin. You chuck it down as accurately as you can into that area. You wait a few moments as all of you start to see legs, many legs, start to move in tandem up as some spider-like creatures start crawling
I'm
out
out.
of these pits. And then all of a sudden, as you guys are looking down Isle and Daffodil, you look down into this pit in front of you, and a burst of light followed by an explosion and a shock wave emit from this pit. You can see these forms of these spiders outlined by the fire. Fortunately, the radius of the blast is able to reach the ones that are further down from where it explodes, and you see two of them just get burned to a crisp and fall back into the pit. Two of them are still crawling out, however. I need everyone to roll for initiative. That's unnecessary. Oh god, I have to pull all of the pieces away.
You can highlight them all. Here,
Yeah, if I'll delete the torches if I do that.
I can do it here.
Go ahead.
It's my drawing. Oh wait, you revoked my privileges.
Oops. Oh god.
And yet you still have the privilege to draw.
It was just because I deleted them and brought them back. They were considered mine. Alright. So, there's a spider. The numbers are sort of irrelevant. I just made a whole bunch of tokens for them.
That's what you
I'm
said
just
last
pulling
time.
them from a box. Yeah, and it was true. They were irrelevant. So yeah, you've got two spiders crawling out of the pit over there. Everyone has rolled for initiative and put themselves in the order. Let's go ahead and add a turn for Nala. We'll add a turn for the spiders. Roll for Nala. Okay.
There's just two right now that we can see.
Currently that you can see, yes.
How tall is the room?
The room is 10 feet tall.
God damn.
Do I see anything coming from above us?
Make a quick perception check before we get into this. I'll let you do one. Okay. So you look up and you currently don't see anything coming from above you. In fact, the holes in the ceiling appear to have about 15 feet up into the hole. You can see there's some sort of metal grate that blocks passage. At the start of the turn order, we have Nala, who's currently at the back, but as these spiders start crawling out of the pit and up over the ledge, she sees them and is immediately going to start freaking out and launching a firebolt towards the closest one. That's going to be that's definitely going to hit. I keep forgetting what her attack bonus is because it's not, these character sheets are not useful to me. Where do I find attack bonus? Skills? Weapons?
I think my
Whatever.
attack bonus is on the weapons.
Your spell attack bonus?
Oh, my spell attack bonus? I have those in my spells that I have individually done.
Oh, that's silly.
What?
That's silly
Spell
that
attack
it
bonus
doesn't.
is
It's your proficiency bonus plus your relevant modifier, but I don't know. Oh, I see where it's supposed to be now. I got it. +5. Beautiful. Now it's there. Okay, yes, she definitely hits. Just gonna roll some damage for this.
Had we done a long rest before this, or just a short?
Yes. We did a
No,
long rest.
no, we just did a short rest.
Oh,
Okay.
but right before this one, yeah. But before the salamanders, we did a long rest.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
I forgot about that. So that's 10 damage. It looks almost completely annihilated. It is definitely burning and hurt, but at the end of her turn, that goes to them. This thing is going to turn and crawl towards Daffodil, which had thrown the grenade down, and it's the first thing it saw. It doesn't really think, so that's not really what's motivating it here. But it's going to reach out towards you with a bite attack. It's going to be a 7 to hit, so it misses.
Yay.
And then the other one is going to crawl up, and it's going to see Isle, and it's going to go towards you and also try to make a bite attack. That's going to be a 21 to hit. So
what's its movement?
Climb 40 feet of movement. Not that you should know that, but it can definitely reach you this turn.
But
It started at the top of the pit.
okay, I just see it seemed like it was inside the pit. Well, then it still has to climb though, right?
Not
Climbing
from where it
takes-
was when combat started. I asked if you guys were doing anything and you didn't say anything, so I assumed we were moving directly into combat next time, though. Feel free to move yourself when I ask that. But that's going to be 7 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a con saving throw.
Oh wow.
Natural 20. Perfect.
Yeah,
So
this is some bullshit right here. There's no way you should have gotten 2 natural 20.
yeah, it seems a little rough. I don't know if we're going to keep using this. Anyway, so you do not take any poison damage. You feel the poison course through your veins as the spider's fangs bite into your arm, but you pull away and you flex what little muscles you might have inside of your light bird body and just sort of see the poison leak out from the wound. That ends their go. Then we go to Isle's turn. Isle, you now are faced with this spider that's right in front of you. What do you do?
I'm going to fly 10 feet in the air.
Okay, so the room is 10 feet tall, so you fly 5 feet above the ground.
I fly to the ceiling.
Okay, so you're at the ceiling. Your legs are sort of dangling down a little bit. You're 5 feet above the ground.
And I fly over here.
Sure.
I disengage.
Okay, you disengage. You go over there. You're trying to push yourself up against the ceiling the best you can, and you're now over there. What would you like to do?
I would like to shoot him with a crossbow.
Okay, you take out your crossbow that you had in your hand and you take a shot at it. That definitely hits. You deal 11 damage. Go ahead. You don't have sneak attack on it though, so you don't get to roll those dice. But it definitely looks very hurt. Like it recoils when the bolt hits it in the abdomen and it sort of curls up on itself, but turns around and hisses. Does that end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. We would go to Letho now. Tyler, what would you like to do? Wait, you're muted, by the way.
Yeah, I'm a little sick, so I'm just muted when I'm not talking. I will actually move. Okay, so I'm gonna move this way,
Okay.
to this side.
All right. So
Um,
you do so. You can see it's sort of hanging on the edge of the pit below you.
and it's within melee range.
It is, yes.
Okay. I think I still have my right going on because my max health is down. So
Yes. I would say you do.
I'm going to do. Did I use my mutagen last game? Or
I
before the
believe
short
so.
rest?
Yes. You had resistance to bludgeoning damage, I think.
If we short rested before, then it wears off.
I don't know if you short rested between now and then. I think we just went straight down. It's possible that we did. Do you guys remember?
I don't think we did.
Okay, we'll say we did not. We'll say you still have it active.
Okay. There's a spell that I would like to use if I can find it. This. It is a bonus action. I mark a target, and until the end of my turn, all right damage is doubled.
Okay.
And then I'll swing at the spider.
All right. So you
Wriggled
cast.
and tickled.
You cast your. It's not really a spell. Is it actually a spell or is it just?
It's a curse. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, so it's a class ability.
Yeah.
So you channel your inner anger towards this beast, and you raise up your hand, your free hand, and you feel this energy leap out from it and enwreath this spider. Then you actually no, it's not a target; it's a target to yourself, right? Or do you mark them?
I put the details in the thing.
Mark an
Mark an
enemy. Okay,
enemy.
so yeah, that's what happens. You now have them marked, I assume. Then you make an attack.
Yes.
All right, so 13 does hit.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, so you have the base damage there plus your right damage.
I'm going to re-roll the 2.
Okay.
Okay.
So it goes up to 11. No, 12.
12, and then right damage would be
1d4.
1 slash, and then you double that.
Okay. So that goes up to 18 points of damage. You swing your sword down. This is a great sword, correct?
Yes.
You swing your great sword down onto this creature that's sort of pulling itself out of the pit towards Daffodil, reaching out towards him with his fangs. Daffodil sort of backing away, trying not to get bit. And your sword just connects directly with the part connecting its abdomen with its head, and you chop the head clean off, and half of the body falls down into the burning pit below. The rest of it sort of just dangling there for a moment before it follows suit and tumbles down.
A burning pit.
Very nice.
Yeah, the grenade has destroyed whatever nest was down there. You can see that it's just a ravaging pile of burning webs at this point. So that spider falls down.
That completes my turn.
Okay. And then we go to
Yes.
the other group of spiders' turns.
Oh no.
Who previously you did not notice. Melturge, you get ready to move on this other spider, and you look down out of the corner of your eye, and you and I'll both see climbing from the pit that is to the right of the screen now are 4 more spiders, which are about 20 feet down in the pit at the moment.
Hello, spiders.
Let's see, they're about spaced here. Okay. So that is them. And it's their turn currently, so they're going to climb 20 feet up to the edge of the pit using half of their movement. We'll take them in order. The first one gets to you, Melturge, with half of its movement, and then tries to take a bite attack at you at the edge there. That's going to be a 6 to hit, so that misses entirely. It in your surprise, you aren't able to move out of the way quick enough, so it clamps down on your boot. However, your boot is too dummy thick for its fangs to get through, and it does nothing to you.
Haha, dumb spider.
The second spider here is going to climb up. It's going to see Isle against the roof, and it's going to use 5 more feet of movement and then another 5 to get right under you along the wall, Isle, and then it's going to take a bite attack against you up there. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are able to just turn out of the way as its fangs try to snap close towards you, and you're able to avoid its attack. The third one climbing up 20 feet and then another 5 feet to get here, and it's going to turn and survey the area. It is going to move 30 over here, and it's not going to get quite within, I would say not quite within attack distance of anyone there just yet. So it's just going to end its turn there, and this other spider is similarly going to climb up over here and then just do a little leap over this way, and then it's going to end its turn there. So it's going to be Melturge. You're up now.
Which one's the spider? Is this the old spider right here? The one that was from the left
Correct.
pit?
That's
Okay.
the one that was hit with the crossbow.
So for right now, I'm gonna try to give a whack into this boy.
All
I
right.
think that's 1. I can't really see.
Yes. Go ahead and roll for an attack.
Use.
That definitely hits.
Yeah.
Do you do the 6 bludgeoning damage?
Yeah, it's just 6.
Okay. So you slam your hammer down onto it. You can see one of its large fangs, its right fang, just gets crushed underneath your hammer against the stone, and it reels backwards, and you can see its maw open up, and there's just drool hanging from the top to the bottom of it as it screeches, drool that sort of pushes outwards with the breath that it exhales.
Okay, and then I'm gonna cast this boyo.
Spiritual weapon, best cleric
Yeah.
spell.
Putting him right here.
All right, so a spiritual weapon appears. Let's see if I can find a cool token for that. Sure. Oh, it's a premium asset. Never mind. I was looking at the premium assets as if they were the ones that I could use. No, we'll actually just use. Fuck. There we go. Cool. So we have your spiritual weapon,
Yeah.
and we'll have it controlled by you. Okay, so it's now there. It appears in the space. What color is it? It's a divine glowing energy.
I want it to be pure white.
Okay, so it is a pure white glowing sword that turns on the spider and then presumably attacks it.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and I guess you already rolled for it, so
Yeah, I guess
no.
I rolled something miss.
It swings, but it clangs down against the stone, actually severing the tip of one of the spider's legs, but it doesn't even seem to notice as it turns around and faces the spiritual weapon. That ends your turn.
I'm going to move the spiritual weapon.
I don't believe you can move it on the same turn that you cast it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you used your bonus action already to cast the spell.
As a
On your
bonus
turn,
action,
you can use a
move.
bonus
Okay,
action
yeah,
to move it.
that's fine.
So now that would end your turn unless you wish to move.
I will move right here. I don't think he gets an opportunity of attack. 'Cause I'm
No, you
still...
do not leave his melee range, so you
Okay.
just kite around him, getting closer to the bird that's flying in the air and closer to the spider that's up against the wall on your left.
Oh, I didn't see that spider right there. Hang on.
you
Yeah.
start to go that direction, then see the spider that's sort of up against the wall, and decide against it.
I'll just stay right there in the
All
corner.
right, you corner yourself. That ends your turn. Daffodil, you're up.
Okay. How long do temporary hit points last?
They last until you finish a long rest or until you gain new ones, at which point they are replaced with the new ones.
Okay, then I think I still have 5 that from whenever because it's on my character sheet. Uh, so does anyone else? Well, I guess I wouldn't necessarily know this if they would still have those temporary hit points because I don't know if I
think
want to.
we had them in the previous fight.
You cast a spell which continuously gave people new temporary hit points at the start
for
of their turn.
heroism. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they weren't taken away, they would still have them. If they weren't damaged, they would still
Okay,
have
but I
them.
didn't do like a mantle of inspiration on.
You had done that before you did heroism. So that was overridden,
Okay,
as far as I remember.
overridden for that one person.
Overridden for anyone with heroism, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Uh.
So these spiders begin crawling out of the pit. The room starts to become crowded with furry legs of these tarantula-like spiders.
Okay, I'm gonna give bardic inspiration uh, to Letho.
Okay. Letho, what do you say to Letho to inspire him?
Uh,
Or what do you do?
I just give him a thumbs up.
Letho, you look over after having chopped this thing in half as it falls down, Darth Maul style. You look over at Daffodil, who had previously dodged an attack from it, who then gives you a thumbs up, and you feel inspired to continue.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna attack the wolf spider right next to me
Okay.
with my rapier.
All right, so you move just a bit over to your left in order to get within its range.
Yeah.
Technically, that would be close enough, but I said that it wasn't close enough for him to attack you, so we'll just say he was too far back at that point. But you get close enough, and you attempt to attack him. That definitely hits. You deal 6 points of piercing damage to the wolf spider there, and it recoils as the tip of your blade pierces into the side of its head, crushing 2 of its eyes in the process. And you whip it back viciously, and the spider hisses at you.
Yuck.
All right, that
Okay,
ends
that's
your
fine.
turn then.
Unless I guess I can't move back here without incurring the wrath of.
I'll say you didn't. You don't have to move entire spaces. I'll say you're like here. You're fine. You can move if you wish, but if you want to stay within his melee range, so there's no point of moving.
Okay.
All right. So that ends your turn. At the top of the round, nothing happens. Nala is going to move forward a step and then cast another firebolt at this wolf spider in front of you. And that's cocked. That's cocked. I'm going to use a different dice. That is a 21 to hit. She does hit. She does another 10 points of fire damage to this spider, which kills it. So you can see a bolt of fire energy explode from her fingertip, and it just engulfs the spider in front of you in flames, which promptly curls up, turns black, and falls to the left into the pit, disappearing. All right, so that ends her turn. Then it goes to the first group, which is just this guy here. Yes, just this one. And it is going to stupidly swipe out at the spiritual weapon and do nothing because spiritual weapon is not a creature. So it wastes its turn doing that. And Isle, that brings it to you. What would you like to do?
Okay. I'm going to move myself. I'm disengaged and move myself like like right here, and I will again fire a crossbow at.
Okay, you disengage before you move, I assume.
Yeah, I said disengage.
Okay, so have you reloaded that crossbow?
That's my bonus action.
So what are you using your action to disengage?
Yeah,
I
you
hate
you
this game.
disengaged last turn, which was your bonus
That's the
action.
that's the drawback of crossbows, is they have the
Yeah,
reloading feature.
Can you hit him and disengage?
As I am going to fly over him, I'm going to swipe at him with my talons that are on my feet, so I don't have to do anything. No, I can't even do that. Fuck. Oh, yeah, I can. I have my action still.
Okay, we'll assume you did not put on the boots that come with the leather armor set, so you have talons out and ready. So you do so with your action as you swipe past this creature. Go ahead and roll for. You
That's
did
3
natural 20.
d20s and 3 rolls.
Fuck this thing. All right, this is the last time we're using roll 20 because that's bullshit. We've rolled so many natural 20s, it's ridiculous.
And natural ones.
And ones, yes, it's very biased. So yeah, for now we'll go with it. You rip into the top of this creature and pull out 3 of its eyes with your talons.
Oh, hold on.
Doesn't seem
Don't
to
freak.
care that much.
God damn it, Melturge. Why couldn't you be within melee range?
Is there, Tyler? Is that someone also complaining about it, or
It's statistics of how often certain rolls pop up.
wow, it's incredibly even. So I guess it's not biased. We're just used to using dice.
I don't know how old this article is though, so maybe it's been changed.
I don't know, but
I'll
like even
I'll do some
like, 'cause-
testing on my own because it's possible for this to happen. It's just unlikely.
Yeah, but like if you like when we played with dice, it has the same probability as this, but we never rolled as many natural 20s.
We've had some weird shit happen in person.
Yeah. We've had some weird shit happen, but like we've gone full games where people haven't rolled natural 20s.
think-
In this
I think-
game, it feels like we get a natural 20 like every single round at least.
There's a lot of
we
characters
roll
rolling.
high on like the attack rolls and like the skill checks, but we roll really low in damage. I feel like a lot.
I'll experiment with it later, but we'll see. I'm not sure how much I distrust the statistics that were there that show even rolls on everything, because that's pretty telling. But we're a small sample size because we've only done maybe 40 to 50 rolls in this, or maybe 100. Either way, you fly past this spider, you rip out 3 of its eyes, it turns towards you and like reaches out with 2 of its front legs and tries to grab at you before you get over there. But you are now floating above the center of the room.
That page was modified September 17th, 2015 at 20.
Yeah, so
I
so
mean-
it's possible something has changed since then. They might have tried to balance it to make games more interesting, which I doubt, but you know, again, I'll test it. That's not really super relevant right now because we'll just fly with it. That ends your turn, I assume, since you specified that location. Letho, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to jump across.
Okay. So you do so without an issue.
Then engage the wolf spider with advantage.
Okay.
That's
As you jump, you do feel your feet sort of slip around as you notice the green slippery moss around the edges of the pit. However, you do not lose your footing. However, you do want to be careful doing things like that in the future, given the condition of the floor. But you go ahead and take an attack against this wolf spider, which is currently flanked, so you do have advantage. All right, so you do hit it and deal that damage plus whatever right damage you have.
Which is doubled, right? Or no, it's not.
no, it was just
No.
for that one marked target.
Okay.
All right, so that's a total of 15 damage.
Yes.
All right, so you see as
Wait,
this,
wait. No. I'm wetstoned. I forgot.
do you
So it's
not already
one-
have that added as there? Okay.
No, I have +3 for strength, and the D4 is the right damage.
Okay,
So I guess
great. So you slam your greatsword down into it, drawing a deep gash of red blood that starts pouring out. This creature tries to stay up on the ledge, scraping and scraping with 4 of its legs against the stone surface before it just slips down and sort of slides along the wall and then falls away dead.
okay. With the remainder of my movement, I'm going to do what you said not to do and jump across.
Okay, I need you to go ahead and make me an acrobatics check this time,
Here's where I die.
just to see if you can handle your footing.
You've always got your bardic inspiration.
Oh,
4.
shit.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll use my bardic inspiration if you think that'll make a difference.
I don't know.
Is it a D6?
It is a d6 if you
Yeah.
choose to use it.
Okay, yeah, I'll use it just so I don't fucking fall to my death. I'd rather just end up prone or some shit.
All right. So 8 is definitely better than the 4. However, it's still not very good. Um, Granted, it wasn't super difficult of a check. So while it doesn't go quite the way you expected. It's not so catastrophic. You remember the encouraging thumbs up of Daffodil, and it fills you with determination. You jump, but your foot slips, but your hand reaches out to your free hand and grabs against the ledge, and you pull yourself up, now prone against the far wall. But
Is there an icon
and
for
you
prone?
look down and see the burning pit below you as you pull yourself out. I
Is
guess
this prone? I mean,
sure.
The fuck is that?
Old
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I don't even see that on the
It's
list.
like it looks,
Oh
it looks
yeah.
like,
I
looks
broke
like
my
his
back.
lower back is hurting.
Oh, there's so many different ones. I didn't know that you could scroll down. Wow. Okay, cool. Good to know.
Oh.
All right, you are now there. You are now on the ground. What would you like to do?
Do I have any movement left?
Let's see. You jumped over. That's 20, let's say 25 feet of movement. So no, you don't have enough movement to stand up. You could crawl if you want towards the spider, but you use half speed when you do that.
I'm going to check my class thing. No, I'll just end my turn there.
Okay, so you're done. The next group of spiders goes. The one besides Melturge sort of crawls along the wall towards you. As it does so, Melturge, make a quick perception check.
Well.
Oh, shit, why is it doing that? I hate that.
What? Are you going through my vote?
I
What
was
the fuck
going
you-
through your character sheet. I don't like that it updates while I'm looking at it. I wish it would just have a separate instance for both of us that changes values instead of pages. Okay, so I'll say that your passive is high enough to see it. That's what I was checking.
Oh,
You notice as it crawls along the wall, it passes over one of the eyes, one of the circular tiles that has an imprint of an eye, and one of its feet steps on it, and you can see that the tile pushes inwards with a little bit of a sliding stone shh sound as it gets to you and then tries to attack you. That's going to be a 22 to hit.
does it?
You'd take 2 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a saving throw again with advantage because you are a dwarf.
Con?
Yes. Okay, so you manage to pass. You shrug off the poison. These spider poison is nothing new to you, and it doesn't seem to bother you. But you are intrigued by the pressing of the stone tile, similar to the one that Daffodil pressed. In fact, exactly the same. But nothing seems to happen as a result of it.
Is the other one still pressed in?
Correct. Yes, and you
Okay.
remember that there are currently 5 more others in the room that you've seen.
Yeah.
All right. That ends its turn. Then we go to this one over by Letho. It's going to crawl forward towards you on the ground, and it's going to make an attack against you, and you are on
Wait,
the ground prone. What?
Oh, never mind. I forgot it was still the spider's turn.
Correct. Yeah, there were more than one of them. So that's going to be a 21 to hit you for 2 points of piercing damage, and go ahead and make a con saving throw.
Okay, I'm vulnerable to piercing damage
You are
now.
vulnerable to piercing damage currently.
because of my mutagen.
So instead, you would take 4
4,
points of
And
piercing
that's
damage.
the amount of my temp HP. So
Okay, so
down
your
to
temp,
0.
the shield of heroism that was enveloping you is now broken, but you can still feel the poison try and seep through. So you do pass. So the poison, again, you shrug it off. It's very weak poison, and you've poisoned yourself worse than this.
Indeed.
All right. So that ends their go. It is then going to be Melturge's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna move my spiritual weapon over to here.
Okay. The spiritual weapon whoop, 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 hovers closer towards you.
I'm
You
gonna
do
take
construct additional pylon.
I'm gonna attack this wolf spider.
Go ahead for it.
My little hammer boy.
Are you using? Oh, you're using your hammer. Okay.
Yeah.
So that does not hit, unfortunately. The
All right.
spiritual weapon is not considered a flanking target, so you do not get advantage on the attack.
But I am gonna make an attack with my spiritual weapon.
Okay. Technically, that would be part of the same bonus action, but
Right. Yeah.
that's why I was
just-
confused why you said Warhammer. But that's just for future reference that it would
Okay.
happen simultaneously.
Yeah. I have to go find it again. Okay. So much scrolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to move back to the other system
12.
if that ends up being what we decide to do, I guess. So unfortunately, that's not enough to hit.
Does the spiritual weapon doesn't have?
Doesn't have flanking.
Right. Okay.
So you tell the spiritual weapon to slice down, and again it lobs off a portion of the spider's leg, but it doesn't even seem to give a shit, and doesn't damage it at
Got
all.
7 more.
Yeah, it's got plenty of legs where that came from, and doesn't seem to have any effect after you've smashed down towards it with your hammer and can't seem to get a beat on this thing. Is that end your turn?
Yeah. I don't want to disengage just yet.
All right, Daffodil, you're up. You see
right.
Melturge engaging with the spider on your left,
Yeah,
Letho being
I'm-
towered over by the spider on your right.
I'm gonna move over and can I get past the spider?
Yes, it is on the wall, so there is definitely some space there.
Okay. And can I be in the same space as the
Yeah, the spiritual weapon doesn't really take up much space on its own. It's not super big, even though it is a large sword. It's made of energy, and it's also not taking up the entire 5-foot cube.
Okay. So yeah, I'll go over and I'll hit it with the rapier.
All right, you duck around it with your back against the pit behind you, twirling around and stabbing it with the rapier. I'll say you have advantage. All right, you do hit. You deal 7 points of piercing damage to it. It looks very rough as you stab it in the what appears to be its web-making apparatus. I don't know
In the
what.
butt.
Yeah, the thorax there, in those 2 little pincer areas, and your rapier comes out with this nasty sticky webbing on it. But does that end your turn?
Yes.
All right. So now we go to Nala. Nala is going to cast Firebolt again because it's easy for NPCs to do the same thing over and over again. She's going to run forward a little bit and try and hit the one that you just got. Actually, no, she's going to see Letho over there on her own and on his own. and try and attack that one. That's a natural 1. Let's see if she hits you. She rolls a 17. Does that hit you, Letho?
That's my AC.
Okay. Actually, it would have disadvantage. No, she misses you. So she tries to firebolt the spider. However, it goes awry and nearly slams into you, but it hits the side of the pit instead as you're on the ground and you are a small target. So that is going to be her go. She's going to shout, "Sorry!" quickly. Um, and that ends her go. Now we're up to this one that's going to rush forward and is going to jump into the air and attempt to swipe at Isle on its way back down. It's not too high of a jump. That's going to be a 17 to hit.
That's my AC.
Okay, so it does hit you. You take 7 points of piercing damage. And I need you to make another Constitution saving
Yeah,
throw.
I know.
I have a question about this. So if he jumps to get into melee range, does that mean when he starts falling back down, it's an opportunity attack?
Yes, it does.
Holy
Boom.
shit.
Because he is
Fucking
still
talent.
he's technically moving on his own accord in that circumstance. So
What about me?
That's my opportunity attack.
nobody said anything about you.
Oh, okay. I think I heard Talon. I thought he said Alan.
Oh, okay. I was like, where does Daffodil come from there? So yes, you do fail the Constitution save. Actually, do you fail it? DC 11, so you pass it just barely. And you feel the poison trying to take hold of your body, but you shrug it off and you swipe down with your claws, raking across its face, taking out 2 more of its eyes, and that it looks to be almost completely gone, like it's just barely holding on by a thread, if you will.
Haha.
That
By
ends
one
its
thread.
turn. A single thread. Isle, it is your go.
I am going to move back over yonder
Okay.
into that corner. I'm gonna do like a kung fu panda leg thing, where I'm pushing on both walls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're perching.
And I will shoot this motherfucker. Nope, no, I won't. I will shoot this motherfucker.
Okay, so you
you-
reload your crossbow.
No, I won't. I will shoot this motherfucker.
Oh my
All
god.
right. You reload your crossbow. You take aim at the one in the center of the room. You shake your head. You take aim at the one on the left. You shake your head once more, and you take aim at the one on the right and fire. And it does indeed make contact with the spider on the right, dealing 7 points of piercing damage. However, it is being engaged with a friend, even though they are prone, so it does even more damage. And thanks to your roguish expertise, it goes right in through the open mouth that's trying to bite towards Letho, piercing out the back of its head, and you can see the eyes roll up into their sockets, and it just sorts of to fall down, and then Letho sort of kicks it over to the left and into the pit, not the torch, the spider, and it falls. It is dead. That was a one shot. And does that end your turn? I assume
Yes.
it does. Letho, you are now up. It is, well, you're not up yet, but it's your turn.
Okay, well, I'm going to stand up.
Okay, you're up.
And then I'm going to move here. So I've got
Okay.
10 feet left, right?
Correct.
I'm going to jump across.
All right, so
I
you
haven't learned my lesson.
you do so. Go ahead and make me another acrobatics check as you try to avoid falling.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Letho,
Stop.
You're falling into the pit, buddy.
You-
I'm
you-
so sorry.
you feel solid footing on the edge of this side of the pit, so you're encouraged, and you take a leap right over to the other side, trying to stop your momentum and turn to face the spider, but you just continue slipping over the edge and just start tumbling. Letho is now falling.
Okay. I have a grappling hook.
Yes.
Can I toss it up?
Okay. You don't have the grappling hook in your hands. It's in your backpack.
Right.
Use the bonus action to toss.
So
I think it's an
you,
Get
action.
out.
to
you
search
still
through
have
it.
your action and your bonus action. However, searching through your backpack is not really something you can do while hovering in the air. I'll say if you want to, you can try to use your action to grab the ledge and avoid falling further into the pit.
Okay. I want to extend my body such that
To fill the
I'm
space like a
6 foot,
chimney.
right? Yeah, so I'm going to attempt to grab, the ledge, but
Uh-huh.
also, if I miss, I'm
Yeah.
gonna just extend and
I'll
hope for the
I'll
best.
take that into account. So
So
this
I'm
would
rolling
be I'll let this be
athletics.
athletics check because it's about strength of hands and fingers and arms to try and stop yourself. All right. So you do manage to grab onto the ledge. You can feel your feet scrape against the inner wall of this pit towards the center of the room and quickly fall out beneath you as you are now hanging off of the ledge to the right beneath the torch. So you are
Okay.
hanging. You are out of movement, and you are hanging against that wall.
Understood.
All right.
Wait, was that my action and bonus action?
That was your action. You have a bonus action, but you have no movement.
Let's see.
All of you watch as Letho just fucking beefs it and falls into the pit, barely hanging on by his straining, shaking fingers. At that point, because in order to have done that and still be hanging on, I'll say you've had to drop your greatsword.
Down the pit or like onto the side?
Uh, I will have
Flip
you
the
make
coin.
another acrobatics check,
Use my
just
bonus action to do
as
that.
as a bonus action to try and actually, yeah, it would just be a straight dexterity check to try and grab it as it falls down. I'll say that's good enough. You let it fall briefly as you panic and try and keep yourself from sliding into the pit even further. The sword you feel tumbling down, you catch it with your leg, kick it up towards you, and you grab it with your left hand, quickly tossing it onto the stone as you continue to hold yourself with both hands now. Your sword is on the ground, but it is in front of you on the ledge and not falling into the pit.
Okay.
Through a
All right,
feat
then it's my
of
turn.
uncanny dexterity, you managed to do that. a beautiful turn, despite the many failures.
My right also finishes because I'm disarmed.
Ah, interesting. Let's
I think. I think that's how that works.
double check that, but that is an interesting interaction.
Yeah, until rest or disarmed.
Okay. At the start of I guess it's just this one spider here. Yeah, this one is going to again attack Melturge. It's going to be an 11 to hit. It misses, unfortunately, for it. And then we go to Melturge. Melturge, it's your turn.
Let's see. I'm gonna move my spiritual weapon over. I'm gonna try to move my spiritual weapon.
What are you doing? You are failing miserably, whatever you're trying. Hello? Might be my internet.
No, I mean, I can't hear Tim.
Okay,
I
might
think
be
his
Tim's
computer
internet.
crashed again.
Again.
I'm gonna try to move my spiritual weapon. Your Windows ran into a problem and needs to restart.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello.
Tim, you're back.
Oh,
Oh,
where'd you go?
okay.
You
I don't
you
know
failed
why.
miserably at moving your spiritual weapon.
Okay.
You tried and you had an aneurysm.
All right. Okay.
So did you mean to move yourself into Daffodil space?
No.
Okay, I figured.
Computer kind of just like froze. It didn't. I didn't have to restart it, but
That's good.
trying to get back onto the screen real quick. Oh. Okay. I can't click on anything. God damn it.
All right, what would you like to do? I'll move it for you and we can keep playing.
Oh, here I am.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, this is pretty bad. Okay, you can do it for me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna move the spiritual weapon to right behind 7,
Okay.
and he's gonna try to attack him.
All right, go ahead and roll for it. If you can make
Have
the roll for it. Otherwise, I'll just roll a d20 for you.
I got it.
Okay. I guess I could also do that straight from your character page. So that does hit. It does indeed destroy the spider as it slams down with the flat edge of the blade, smacking into it and just splats it against this walkway. And you see this pool of red and green and guts as the legs are just kind of sticking out of it where the spiritual weapon left it. And it's just kind of spattered there.
Nice.
And then you still
Okay.
have your action.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my action to attack the other spider that I'm right next to.
Okay, go ahead and roll. You have
Where am I?
advantage. That definitely hits. You splatter this one against the wall as well. Melturge, the spider exterminator, strikes again. It is
Nice.
now. It is now. All of its guts are now sort of leaking into the slight divot that was left by the I button, and it's just kind of leaking down the wall. And Daffodil looks at you, and looks at that.
I say, we should push all the eyes.
I back up and then I help Letho up.
Okay. So I guess Melturge, your turn is done. Daffodil, on your turn, you go over towards Letho and you pull him up using your action. You are now, I would say, standing next to Daffodil. Daffodil, do you want to do anything with your bonus action or your rest of your movement?
I'm not really. I want to look down into the pit, see if I see anything else.
Okay. I'll let you make a perception check. I'll let you use your action and bonus action combined to do this and help Letho up.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to look down there anyway to get him up, right?
Yeah. I'll say, yeah, you just make a perception check as part of this. Okay. You look down and you do see more movement. You're not sure how many or how far.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give everyone the Oh wait, no, that was my whole action, bonus action. Never mind.
Yes. You can say something if you want.
I see things moving down there, guys.
Okay. So that ends your turn. At the top of the round, you see rising from the pit, there are 4 more of these spiders.
All right.
Boop.
And I say, I think we should quickly try to push all these buttons before we get overwhelmed.
You
By-
You
by
want more buttons to be pressed?
Yes, push all of them.
Okay.
Because I saw the spider push one by accident and nothing really happened, so I think we need to push all of them.
Okay, this makes sense to me.
Wait, what about if the button is what caused these spiders to come up?
Well, the
There.
I mean-
okay. Let me put it this way. We pushed one button, spiders came out. Yes, but the second group of spiders came out and it pushed a button on accident and nothing happened.
Well, they were just further down and we didn't notice.
So I think by us pushing the first button, it caused all the spiders, and then we need to push.
All
all
right,
the-
I'll say that's as much as you guys can get out in the time that it takes for these spiders to crawl up to 20 feet away from the edge. You can see them clearly now in the light of the torch that's going down. There are definitely 4 more spiders coming out. However, the other pit is still burning and appears to not be sprouting anything as far as Isle and Nala can see over there, which Nala explains to you guys by saying, "Nothing's coming out of this one," just so that that information gets across. But
I'm
Nala,
guessing because it's burning.
yes, because it's on fire, because you threw a grenade down in there, you kind of destroyed that one. Nala comes over and chucks a fire bolt down at spider number 1. That's going to be a hit for fucking sure. Let's see if she does another 10 damage. No, 4 this time. It's not as great of a hit. It's not close enough for her to get a clear shot, or so it seems. That goes. They don't have a turn anymore. Isle.
Okay.
Your
So
Kung Fu
I'm
Panda
gonna-
in the corner.
Yep. I'm gonna stay Kung Fu Panda in the corner, and I'm gonna shoot. So these guys are on the edge, or are they?
They're
like,
they're
down in the
not
thing?
currently up. You don't see them from your angle, but you know they're down
all
there.
4 of them, right?
Correct. All 4 of them are down in the pit.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fly over here
Okay.
and Kung Fu Panda in this corner.
All right.
Okay. Um.
On your way over, you definitely have line of sight to them, but
Yeah, I
from your
know.
current vantage, you would not.
Yeah, I know. Which is why I said I was gonna say on the way over I wanted to shoot down and.
Okay. Which one would you like to attack?
I would like to attack I don't get any. sneak attack stuff on these guys, right? Or
Not
do
unless
I?
there's
Because
someone
I was
engaging them.
hidden.
No, I would not. I wouldn't say that you were hidden. In order to be hidden, you would have to use the hide bonus action or action, so that you are disguising your movement. But without hiding, you just kind of fly out into their vision, and they all see you suddenly. So you can make an attack
So
against
what?
them.
So this is just a general question. What is the difference between just not being in somebody's sight and actively hiding?
Actively hiding means that the next time that you go into their sight to make an attack, like if you're like attacking from around a corner, then you do so quickly and silently and in such a way that you get the attack off without them getting a clear bead on you. But once you do that, then they know where you are. If you just rush out into the open, they also immediately see you. But if you attack from cover where you would be out of their sight after having hidden, you do so in a way that prevents them from knowing exactly what's coming.
So I'm just confused on how flying over them at such a speed and shooting down with the
Because you weren't
crossbow.
hiding, so you do not
Yeah,
have the game
I
mechanics
understand that.
hiding advantage.
I understand that, but the game mechanics don't mimic what would happen.
Neither does turn order, but we're still using it because
I
it's
understand.
easier.
I understand that, but it's just something that I don't.
I agree with you, but I'm not going to
Two
change
natural 20s. What is going on?
Oh my god.
it. All right. So regardless, let's
Mind
see
you,
what's
Tyler did like a 1.
that.
so-
Doesn't matter.
That's
Yeah,
15.
but like all of Phil's rolls.
I think
yeah.
I've rolled 3 or 4 times of natural 20,
This is the second time we rolled double natural 20s.
which
Yeah.
is
It's not. It doesn't
very
seem right.
almost impossible.
Well, most of the time we don't know, right? Because when we roll with dice, if we don't have advantage, we don't roll the second one. So we're
Mhm,
getting more information than we would normally have.
that is true. All right. Either way,
So
you
if I,
deal
so
15 damage to spider number 2. It looks very hurt on its death door.
15 damage?
15
So we
damage.
double the damage?
Correct. You double the dice damage and then add the modifier. So it'd be 5 times 2 plus 5, which is 15.
Okay. Yep, and then I will Kung Fu Panda in the corner as high as I possibly can get.
All right. You are Kung Fu
'Cause you're
Pandaing
afraid of spiders.
7 feet off the
Exactly.
ground.
That is exactly why.
Phil's characters are all afraid of spiders because Phil is afraid of spiders.
Damn straight, Nova.
They,
All right.
Can't they climb walls?
Yes.
They can, but I'm 7 feet away from them.
All right, Letho, it's your turn now. You see Isle do an aerial maneuver where he kind of spins in the air, his wings unfurling, slow motion. You see the crossbow disengage the
And-
lock and fly out towards the pit.
And you said they weren't in range. They weren't in melee range of the.
Of anyone, correct? They're
Of
20
anyone?
feet down.
Okay, so it'd take them a 1 turn to get up anyway.
They have a crawl speed, a climb speed of 40 feet. So yes, they would get up there in their next turn.
So I'm going to pick up my sword off the ground with my bonus action.
All right, you run forward. You sort of glide around Daffodil and then pick it up with a pirouette.
And then stand here.
Okay, I will remind you all of the eye's locations. I'll actually go ahead and highlight them for you just so you know where they are in case you do end up trying to engage those. So I will put those in the token layer. You guys can see those now?
Yes.
All right, so you now know where they are. Letho, what else do you want to do this turn? You have your action
we
and some of
mark-
your movement still.
Can we
Is
mark
this
which ones
one
have been
pressed?
pushed?
What was that?
Is that one pressed already?
The one next to you? No.
It's the one in the top left.
Two of them have been pressed. The two at the top have been.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and get rid of
continue
this
move,
splatter so you guys can see it clearly. You
move
continue to
here,
move. All right,
and
so
I'll
you're
press
now
this one.
by
Okay.
Isle. You use your action to press this button.
Oh, it's an action to test it.
It's an action to interact with the environment and use objects. Yes,
I
but
did
you've
not
already
do
used your
that.
bonus action anyway.
I will instead use my action to swallow down my mutagen so that it is no longer active.
Okay, so you've been holding it in your mouth this whole time.
Well, that's how they describe it. It's like you.
It's yeah. You intentionally pass the rest of it so that it's not active. I sort of understand.
Piss it down into the pit.
What do you do?
I piss down the rest of the mutagen.
Okay,
It
so
goes onto the
you
spider.
use your bonus action or you use your action to unzip your pants, whip it out and piss on spider number 4, quickly
Guys.
zipping it back up, and you're no longer affected by the. That's canon now. You have to piss every time you deactivate your mutagen. All right, that ends
Okay.
your turn. It's now their go. The one at the top is going to crawl up and attack Nala. It's going to be a 6 to hit. That misses. Number 2 is going to crawl out the rest of the way and stand next to Daffodil and then attack them. That's a natural 20.
Yay.
So that's going to
I'm
be
gonna use my luck.
okay. Have you used? We've long rested since you used all your luck, so
Yes.
so you
yes.
still have some. You still have all of it, or some of it anyway.
Yeah. So I just roll a 20.
Yes, you roll a
20.
d20. All right.
Yes. I'm gonna
So
use mine.
so instead of taking 11 points of piercing damage, you don't take any because you use your will to bend fate to cause the pincers to instead clamp just a moment before reaching your legs and just slam into your legs, doing nothing. And the spider just reels back and shakes its head, confused. You see a crossbow bolt just pierce directly into its forehead, and you see blood trickling out. It's confused. It's unhappy. It's almost dead. It's not having a good time. The number 3 one comes up and is also going to attack you, Daffodil, from the other side, this time flanking. Not intentionally, but just how it happened to be. That is a natural 20, but
I'm gonna use my luck again.
it is cocked, so I'm gonna re-roll it.
Oh, never mind.
It's an 18 plus 3. It's 21 to hit.
Okay, I'm gonna use my luck.
Okay. All right. So that's 11. Do you want to use the 11 or whatever it rolled?
What is the total for the 11?
I don't know if I tell you that before you choose.
Okay, I mean, I'll just use the 11.
I mean, of course you would use the 11, but it's going to be a 14 to hit.
And my AC is 14.
So it does still hit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have mattered. I guess I can just tell you either way because it wouldn't make a difference. You'll just choose the lower one. But yeah, so it does hit. You try to bend luck again, but this one has just got too much fate juice pumping through its veins. It's got to hit you sometime. That's going to be 4 points of piercing damage. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw as well.
Constitution.
All right, you pass. None of you have been affected by the poison, which is relatively weak and very easy to avoid, but at the same time, the spiders are demoralized by your resistance. The last one is going to climb up on the edge of the pit, and is going to hang there and try to attack Letho. It's covered in piss, by the way. It stinks. Like it's like, you know how after you eat asparagus, your urine smells really bad? It's like that. But it only rolls a 6 to hit and reaches out and does nothing. So that ends its turn. Going on to Melturge.
Is number? I can't see the number.
Which one?
I don't
Just
think it's
ping it.
number. Is this one focused on?
It's focused on Nala right now.
All
What do you
right, so
ping?
Hold
Hold.
left click
Oh.
with the select
So
tool.
I'm gonna walk around. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's all I
Okay.
can do, right?
All right. So you go over that way.
I'm gonna go over here for now, and kind of just watch. But this sword boy, actually, do I still have him?
Yeah, he's still up. I haven't really been keeping track of how many turns, but I think we've only had like 3 or 4.
Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna go right here.
Okay. So you have him sort of float across the room. Most constructed digital pylons.
Actually, yeah, I'll keep him there. And he's gonna go after number 2.
Okay, go ahead and roll the attack.
I gotta pull up the thing again. 1 minute. Yeah, there we go.
You definitely hit, and you squash this one as well, splattering it against the stone, leaving a greenish red mark on the ground.
In my previous life, I was an exterminator.
All right, that ends your turn. We go down to Daffodil.
Actually, it didn't take an action.
Correct. Would you like to use your action for something? You can cast Sacred Flame on something, I guess. So
Yeah, I was
not
gonna-
entirely useful. Useless.
I'm gonna cast a cantrip. So, Yeah, I'll do sacred flame.
All right, which spider would you like to target with Sacred Flame?
I'm gonna target. Let me see what the range. Yeah, 4.
Yeah, yeet. Okay, number 4 is going to make,
It's a dex save.
and it passes. So
Okay,
nothing
never mind.
happens. It dodges the explosion of fire that sort of comes around its legs, but it sort of just pulls away and sort of like pulls its thorax up and to the left out of the way of the explosion, and nothing seems to hurt it. Daffodil, is your
Okay.
turn.
Okay. I'm gonna give everyone, well, except the lady wizard,
The shit wizard, yeah.
a mantle of inspiration. And I'm
Okay.
gonna do this by singing a song.
So Daffodil, holding their lute in their offhand, sort of slightly seems to rise up in the air, but Letho, you see it's just a David Blaine trick. They're not actually
Say,
floating.
everyone is doing great. We are beating fate. Fill yourselves with hate. None of us will be late.
To what?
To the
To what?
elevator.
I
Like
call it
late as in dead.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you meant late as in period, but okay.
No, late as in dead.
Late as in got laid?
No, late.
Late.
Ah,
Late.
Whatever. So everyone gets 5 temp.
okay. So everyone except
Oh,
Nala
and
gets 5
also you
temporary hit
can
points.
also move right now if you wanted to.
Up to
Oh.
your speed or up to 20 feet or what? What does it say?
Yep.
Up to its speed. So yeah, you may move now. You don't provoke opportunity attacks.
I'm moving here.
So I'm going to can I press the button as an action and then use that to jump across at like the movement, or you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think that's supposed to be able to hit you, just because of the nature of the ability. I know I let you do it on yourself before, but because of the nature of it says imbues your allies with vigor and speed, and it's about making yourself look beautiful and inspiring, and I don't really think that would affect you. So
So-
I'll let you do that to Nala instead, because otherwise it would
Oh.
just let you disengage as a bonus action.
It says use
Okay,
its
so I
reaction to do it, so he wouldn't have a reaction, would he?
Oh yeah, does it as a reaction? Okay, so if you'd like to use your reaction to move now, you can.
okay, so I don't get the temp HP either.
No, I'll say
Oh,
that
so we were
that
playing
can't
that
hit you.
wrong.
Yeah.
Can I keep the HP that I had before since we weren't doing it that way before?
What?
I had 5 temp HP already.
Yeah.
Right.
So no, you wouldn't lose that because it wouldn't affect
Okay.
you. I'll let you keep what we had before.
Right, but that was probably from this
Correct.
also.
Yeah,
Okay.
I made the wrong call there. As far as I know, I'm gonna say that doesn't affect you. But
All right.
Nala will get the temp HP instead if you want her to. That's 5.
Well,
I mean, you don't have to give it to
yeah,
her.
it's 5. Yeah. No, she can have it.
Okay. They
I mean,
will.
there's no reason not to.
Yeah, they will use their reaction to go ahead and move. Let's see, that's about 12 feet. So she moves over towards Melturge.
I moved here, just so you know.
Okay.
Okay.
I will move and Kung Fu
All right.
What the
So
fuck, Phil? That's why I moved there. So we would
Well,
flank.
he's gonna
well,
attack
he wouldn't.
me.
You wouldn't be able to flank with Isle anyway because of the angle. Because Isle's up in the air and the spider's down on the ground. Either way, it's too late. So you use your bonus action to take on this beautiful appearance for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like time slows down and there's sparkling light in the air around you as you twirl, and the fabric of your clothing sort of like bounces and pillows out.
Okay. I guess I'll just attack this spider in front of me.
Okay, so you take your rapier with your right hand and drive it home. All right, it definitely hits. You skewer the spider and sort of try and wriggle the blade free, but it gets kind of stuck, and the spider tries to bite out at your hand, but the rapier is imposing between you, creating this distance between you and the spider before you rip it out, like taking some of the spider's interior internal organs with it. It definitely looks hurt.
Okay.
And then if you're going to stay there, that ends your turn.
Yeah, I'll stay here.
All right, Nala is going to turn and is going to press the button on the wall next to her. That is going to be her action to do that, and then she's going to stay where she is. Actually, no, she's going to push past Melturge and then go under Isle and then past. It's going to stay there. That ends her turn. Isle, it's your turn.
I will fire at this boy
All right.
Thank
Yes.
you.
with crossbow. Where's the bow? Right here. That's
All right. So you use your bonus action to reload, and then you take a shot. It's going to
Yep.
hit.
and I also do one of these bad.
Correct. You roll 2d6. So for a total of 22 points of damage, you skewer the spider in its thorax. All of its lifeblood leaks out through the mortal wound and starts spilling down into the pit as it just sort of crumples down onto the ground in front
Do
of you.
spiders have blood?
These do, yeah.
The according to the 4 that I've squished on my wall, yes, there is such a thing as spider
There's
blood.
there's goo in the average spider, but these ones have blood.
Yeah, but the goo is just like
Pressurized fluid that they use to move their limbs and stuff.
I don't know. Oh well.
They're pneumatic devices. That's how they
You tell
work.
me, yeah, you tell me
That's
they're hydraulic.
that's why they crumple
Yeah,
up when they die.
They'd be hydraulic.
Yeah, hydraulic, correct.
Okay, I am Dern.
Dern, okay.
Push the
Letho.
button.
Move here.
Okay.
Am I within range of the spider?
Yes. It's still hanging on the edge of the pit there.
Has it been wounded?
It does not. It does not appear to have any wounds on its body that you can see.
Okay, I'm gonna bonus action right.
Okay. You draw your hand against the sharp edge of your blade, and it starts
Cool.
glowing.
And I will make a swing at it.
All right. Letho takes their great sword with both hands and swings down, but just clangs against the corner, not quite getting the correct angle on the spider, not making contact. You pull up again for another swing. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No.
Push
Alright.
the button.
I used my action.
Dang it.
That brings us to their turn. The one that was currently going after Nala is going to crawl around, go underneath the spiritual weapon, and crawl towards Daffodil over the bodies of its comrades. There's too many tokens in the kitchen. It's going to try and attack you. That's a 19 to hit.
I guess I'm just good. Yeah, good.
Take
Go
it or luck it.
No, luck it. I'm
Luck
gonna
it. Luck be a lady tonight.
Just luck it.
Luck that spider.
All right,
Alright.
so I get hit.
Yeah, you still get hit, unfortunately. Just the highest number you could have rolled, and it still would have happened. All right, so that's going to be 6 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
and you need to make another saving throw, Constitution. Oh,
Ooh.
this one you do actually fail. Let me read what it does finally. So you
You
take
instantly die.
300 points of necrotic damage. No,
Okay.
Told you.
you take 3 points of poison damage, and that's it. You
What,
take
really?
3 points.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it.
These guys are chumps, but there's a lot of them. You take 3 points of poison damage.
Okay. I guess I'm not gonna worry about it.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna remove the squashed spider. I'm gonna get all of them away from the board so they're not taking up space. All right, then spider number 4 is going to crawl up and out and attack Letho. That is a 16 to hit.
That misses.
Okay, and you don't have a shield currently, correct?
Correct.
All right, I think it was Melturge that has the shield then. All right, that ends
Yeah.
their go. Melturge is up.
Hey. Since bitch already pushed. Since this bitch already pushed this button, I'm gonna
Correct.
fucking move over here and push this button.
All right, so you quickly continue running 10 feet towards the button. You press it forward with the head of your warhammer, and it sinks in, staying put.
Yep. And then again, I'm just gonna keep the spiritual weapon there. Do an attack. Oof.
All right, it swipes the air. Does not appear
Nice.
to make contact.
Beautiful.
Daffodil, unless you want to move anywhere.
No. Can I keep moving actually?
Yes.
I'm going to. Let's see. I was here. 1, 2, 3. Can you do that?
Sure.
3. 4, 5. I'll stay there.
All right, so you're now next to Letho. Daffodil, what would you like to do?
I'm just gonna go ahead and finally press this button right here.
Okay, so you smile as you've witnessed the death of the spider in front of you, and then you sort of turn over to the button, and you see the other spider there, and sort of like give a little bit of a shriek as you notice
Well,
it.
I've already gotten bitten by it.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I won't roleplay for you. You turn and you press the button.
Okay.
Button's pressed.
And then I'm gonna jump across.
Okay, go ahead and make me an acrobatics check. As you notice, the floor is slick as you land. Let's see if you can cancel your momentum. That's good enough. You sort of slide towards the edge, and you kind of your feet go just over the lip of this thing before you're able to stop yourself and sort of crouch low to the ground and negate your momentum, and you're now standing there.
Okay. And does he get a attack of
He
opportunity?
does as you leave. Thankfully, he does not have Sentinel, or he might have failed. But he rolled a 1, so you're fine.
He doesn't hurt himself.
No.
Great, thank you.
Would you like to hurt yourselves on unnatural ones?
I don't know. Sure. I'm just gonna go ahead and get as far away as I can. How far can I get?
You can go 10 more feet.
Whoop.
All right, so you're now all clustered over there. That is the end of your turn. Okay, Nala goes. Nala is going to run over to this button, is going to press the button because she wants to be useful. The button is pressed, and she's going to move out of the way. Nala is done. That's going to be Isle.
Okay. I'm just gonna shoot this boy with crossbow.
Okay, so you take your shot. You will first do bonus action reload, then you take your shot. That's going to hit. He's engaged. You can do your extra sneak attack damage as well. All right, so you deal a total of 13 piercing damage to this thing. It is looking on death's door. It is definitely hurt as your crossbow bolt sort of pins 2 of its back legs together and to its thorax, and it's sort of staggering there. Letho.
Just press the
Um,
button.
How large are these spiders?
They're standing where they are. They take up the entire 5-foot cube, but
What about height?
not in height. They're about 3 feet off the ground where they stand.
Can I jump over them?
Yeah, you could jump over it for sure.
Okay, I want to do that.
All right, so you jump over it and you stop yourself right behind it. It spins to engage you.
Is it considered flanked?
Not from this angle, no.
What if I squeeze myself into the wall here?
I would say, unfortunately, Meltridge is not close enough to engage that from his current position. But you crush it anyway. You don't even need to roll the right damage. It's dead. You smash your greatsword down onto it. It sort of bursts into flames at the wound, and it just crumples down and slides into the pit.
Okay. And is that spider up here still alive?
Correct, it is.
I'll just sit there.
All right, so that ends your turn. It is now going to go. It rushes towards you and tries to bite you. That's going to be a natural 20 for a total of 5 points of piercing damage. You're no longer affected by the mutagen, so that's not doubled. I need you to make another saving throw.
Okay, that's gonna take from temp HP.
Okay, so all of your temp HP is gone. You pass, so no poison. That ends its turn, and then it is Melturge. What would you like to do?
Haha! I'm gonna push the button right here.
All right, you run forward, you press the button, and as you do, nothing seems to happen.
Cool. And then I'm gonna move spiritual weapon here and just kind of give him a little choppy chop.
All right, go for it.
Book.
Spiritual weapon goes forward and slams down onto the spider. It is looking quite rough.
Dang ass, it's not even dead. Alright, well that's all I can do, so. I guess I can't really like make a perception check.
You would need to do that with your action.
Yeah, figured. Okay.
All right, so that ends Melturge's turn. Daffodil, you're up. You see there's still one spider up, and it's definitely looking very hurt. But you can hear the sound of more scraping and scuffling down in the pit below.
Um. Well,
All 7 of the buttons that you've found seem to be pressed, yet
they all look
nothing
depressed.
all of them look to be depressed currently. The eyes are slightly dripping with what appears to be tears.
Um. Well, I just don't know. So
You could try and attack the spider. You could try and look around to see something that you might have missed. You could try and find a hidden passage. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna. Yeah, sure. I'll just look to see if there's anything that we didn't notice.
All right, go ahead and make me a perception check. All right, your eyes glance about the room. You see all 7 of the buttons that you've pressed. You see all of the spider corpses. You see the 2 pits. You see the fires burning down, and you can see more spiders coming up the pit that the others continued to pour out of. You don't see anything beyond that. You still have your
Okay.
bonus action if you'd like to use it.
Uh,
Or you can say something on your turn if you want.
I'm just gonna strum my lute on. Well, I guess I can't just pull it out, but I'm gonna strum it while it's on my back and do nothing.
All right, I'll say you're holding your lute in
otherwise-
your left hand because you only need one hand to operate your rapier, so you've kind of got it out. But all right, so you
Thus
do.
ends my turn.
Yeah, your turn's over. Nala is going to sort of go towards the edge of the pit and take a shot at that thing. Miss entirely as it goes wide and just passes right through the spiritual weapon, impacting against the wall. She just kind of humps frustratedly. Isle,
Nala
it's your
quit
turn.
sucking.
when you nut, but Nala keeps on sucking.
Hey, I'm just gonna shoot this boy with a crossbow.
Okay, you reload with your bonus action. You take a shot. It unfortunately does not hit. The crossbow bolt sort of bounces against the wall. It's a little too far away for you, apparently. Do you want to stay where you are?
Yep.
All right. Letho, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna jump over this boy.
Okay, you jump over the boy again. You get 100 points for doing it
cool.
twice in a row.
And I'm gonna make an attack on him.
Okay. You do hit it, and it has 2 HP, so it's dead.
Okay, and then I'm going to kneel.
All right, you kneel. You are now considered kneeling. We'll say that's the kneeling symbol.
I'll move over here too.
Oh, where did that come from?
The sword is kneeling, apparently.
Oh, I clicked the wrong token. Oh wait, no, this is kneeling with arrows in the back.
Are we out of combat?
Letha, does that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay. After your turn, you all see as 4 more spiders start to erupt from the pit.
Oh.
This one's not dead. Apparently, something is still to be done before this challenge is complete, as it just continually spawns more and more of these creatures. They climb up to the 20-foot mark. It is now Melturge's turn.
I want to take a look at the ceiling.
Oops.
See if it, or I guess perception check. I want to look at the ceiling. I want to look at the buttons and see if anything's changed. Is that all right?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, you don't see anything different. You're kind of distracted, feeling like this is just going to keep going on forever. We're going to be trapped in here. We're going to die.
You've got some spider blood in your eye.
yeah. I remember the
I'll
riddle.
say that you still have 5 more turns left on spiritual weapon. I'll use a counter on it from now on. I don't remember how many turns have gone by, but I think that's fair.
That's fine. I remember the what we were told before the vault on the wall. To breach its seal, thou must kneel. But I think that's like after this, so I'm not gonna kneel.
Okay.
I am going to touch this button again
All right.
if I can't. Did anything happen?
No, nothing seems to happen when you press the button again.
Okay. And then I'm gonna just kind of chill out for a minute.
That's strange. I gave it a
Gather my
bar, but it's
thoughts.
not showing. Oh well. All right, so you just kind of try and think, Melturge, think. Daffodil, you're up.
I'm gonna say to Nala, quit shooting the spiders. Set their nest on fire.
Okay. So
Okay.
you do so.
And then I'm gonna give her a bardic inspiration.
All right. So you say that in tune, you strum your lute, and she feels inspired.
And I guess I'll stab the spider in front of me.
It's not currently at your level yet,
Oh.
but you could use your action to, if you have a cantrip that's damaging, you could try and attack it that way, or you could try and look around again.
I'm gonna just go ahead and give all the spiders fairy
Fairy
fire.
fire! Hey! All right. What's the radius on that? 20 feet?
20 foot cube.
20-foot cube. So you can get
3 of them.
3 of them together.
Wait, I can't do it in like the center.
I'll say yeah, because you could get the edges of a couple of them. I'll say that that's fine. So yeah, you managed to do that. They're gonna roll their dex saving throws from top to bottom. That's a fail. What's your save DC? 14?
14, yeah.
That one passes. That one passes. And that one passes. So the one at the number 1 is currently engulfed by fairy fire.
Nice. Oh, so they're like low enough so that the fairy. I just
It does
want to
not
like
affect
cast.
Letho, correct?
Yeah.
Does it affect the nest?
Oh yeah. Does it affect the
I'll
nest?
say
I want to do it kind of low.
as you do that, you can see fairy fire start to line the forms of what appear to be many, many more spiders. Some of them glowing, some of them not, as they've resisted the effect, but there are a lot of them down there. They appear to just be sort of tittering
Nice.
at you from a distance.
I do believe Nala should attack those spiders.
Okay. Nala, whose turn it is now, shares your belief that those spiders should definitely be attacked, and looks down into the pit. Let's see. They have
Maybe
some
go for one that
spells.
she can get advantage on.
She is going to cast. She's going to cast. No, that she doesn't have enough range to reach down to the nest with this spell, but she's going to cast a spell and hold it. She's going to wait with the spell held in her hands. You guys can see that she casts it and just holds this ball of energy in her hands that she continues waving her hands around it to hold it where it is. She stays where she is. It's going to be Isle.
Okay. So if I light a torch, that's a bonus action, right? Or is that that would take my turn because I have to find it and then light it?
Yeah, you'd have to go into your pouch, use an action to pull a torch out, and then you would also have to find your tinder box. No, you've got your tinder box at the ready. That's in your pocket, so you could use that with bonus action.
Could I just grab that as a
You
bonus action?
you could try and pull it off the wall. However, I would say that your experience lighting every single torch in this dungeon, you would know that they're not just able to be pulled off the walls. That the torches themselves are fixed into the sconces. They appear to be magical in some way that they don't require fuel.
You're an expert at lighting these torches.
Yeah, so you've done it enough times that you would know that that would not work. But if you were to fish out a torch, you could light it as a bonus action on the torch sconce.
Okay. I will light the torch.
Okay, so
on
you
the
use your
sconce
action to
thingy.
pull one out of your bags, swing the bag back over your shoulders, which is interesting to think about considering you've got wings, but we'll worry about that later. You're
special
carrying it
backpack.
somehow. Yeah, it's somewhere, but it's not directly on your back.
Basically, it's a fanny pack that
Yeah,
fits everything.
it's a big fanny pack that is just kind of hanging down behind your thighs. All right, sounds good. You light the torch, so now you've got a few bits of movement left, but that's about it. So what would you like to do?
I have more than half my movement.
Do you have a fly speed of 40 feet?
50.
50. Damn. Okay, then yeah, you've got some movement.
But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna fly here,
Okay.
drop the torch,
All right. You release the torch. It is now falling.
and then I will fly over here and Kung Fu Panda.
Okay. This is the torch.
That's a sword.
It's a torch.
It's got yellow red at the end. It's a torch.
It's a torch.
It's the fire. You should like shrink it and shrink it and shrink it as it falls.
Yeah, I'll do that. Right. So we've got a torch that's falling. That ends your turn, Isle, as you continually Kung Fu Panda in each of the room's corners. Letho, you're up. You are kneeling.
Okay. I'll stand.
Okay. You are no longer
which,
kneeling. You don't have to use movement to do that. You weren't prone.
Okay. I'm gonna move to Isle.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my Crimson Right on him to imbue his weapon with 1d4 right damage.
Okay. So you reach up, gesturing towards his what weapon?
His crossbow, I guess.
Okay. Do you accept the gestures and reach down with your crossbow, Isle?
I guess so.
All right. So you just kind of confusedly pull your crossbow down, and you see Letho's hands grasp it. One on the bottom, one on the top, sort of still holding the greatsword in place, and you see your crossbow start to glow faintly.
And that takes some of my HP.
You see Letho's eyes start to bleed.
I'm gonna move over here. And
Okay.
is this still closed?
It is still closed.
And the room, you said the eyes are crying, right?
No, they're not actually crying. I was joking about that. They do appear to be depressed still. It was a depression joke.
Okay.
Sorry, I moved to that off center.
I will return to my kneeling stance.
All right, you still have your action.
I'll prepare an action. If an enemy engages me, I'll stand up and make an attack.
Okay, sounds good. All right, that ends your turn. Now it's the spiders. The spiders start to crawl out of the pit. I'll say they do that all at once. They get to the edge of the pit. As they do so, Nala, who was holding her spell, suddenly unleashes a torrent of fire. A line of fire erupts from her, engulfing all of the spiders. Let's see, what's the range on that actually? 30 feet. Yeah, all of the spiders in front of her are now engulfed in fire. They all make a dexterity saving throw, start to finish. That's fail, pass, pass, no, pass. So the first one fails, the rest of them pass. However, that's still going to be some damage. Let's hope she doesn't roll 3 ones this time. She did last time. That's a 4, 5. Okay, that's still not great. 8. So, damn, 3d8 really sucks. So this one takes 8 damage and the rest of them take 4.
It only sucks if you're Nala.
Yeah, it only sucks if you're Nala. Gotta love spells. Gotta love rolling shit on spells. Alright, so that is going to end her turn. Or that's going to end her held action, but there you go. This one comes up to you, Letho. You use your held action as a reaction to stand up and strike it. You have advantage on the strike because it is covered in fairy fire. So you do hit. You can reroll those, that 1 if you want. All right, you don't have your right damage because that's currently on Isles. However, that's still enough to kill it.
I do have the right damage. It can be on multiple weapons.
Oh yeah, because you can just lower yourself. Okay, so that's still enough to kill it in either way. So you destroy it. That ends its go. Number 2 is going to crawl out and also come towards you, and then it's going to attack you. That's going to be a 20 to hit. You take 5 points of piercing damage. Make a saving throw. You pass, so you take the 5 points of piercing damage as the spider lunges towards you and digs its fangs into your upper leg. Wolf spider number 2, or number 3, is going to come out and attack Melturge. That's going to be a 14 to hit, which misses. Number 4 is going to crawl up to the edge and get Nala, who just engulfed everyone in flames. That is a 19, which hits, and she takes 6 points of damage, makes a saving throw, and presumably passes that? Yes. So she's fine. She takes 5 damage, though, which gets rid of her temp HP. That ends their turn. Melturge, you're up. Seemingly nothing has changed. There are still spiders coming. The torch continues to fall.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna whap. Wait, what's underneath Spider 3? Oh, it's just Wolf Spider. I'm gonna attack Wolf Spider 3.
Okay.
With my Wahamya.
Okay.
Fuck.
So you miss. Slamming against the stone. Clang. Doesn't hit.
Spiritual weapon goes whoom whoom whoom.
Whoop, 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 whoop. All right.
And goes fuck you, man. And then
It's strange. The whoop, 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 whoop sounds more like as it glides over and seems to speak, even though it has no capability to do so. The spider turns around confused and then receives. What is the additional damage? Oh,
I
that's
think that was just 1d8. Yeah.
Yeah, it should
So
be.
it's just like a.
Oh God.
Uh,
It's 2. It rolled a 2, which goes to 4, plus your modifier, which is 4. So it's 8 damage.
Right.
It takes 8 damage from the attack.
Okay.
Alright, so it is definitely hurt, but it's still alive. That ends your turn.
Yep.
Daffodil, you're up.
I'm gonna stab a spider.
Alright, you stab a spider. You hit the spider. The spider is hurt. It is definitely on death's door.
Spider should die.
Spider tries to die but fails. It still has hit points.
Okay. This is all we do.
Okay. Nala is going to cast a firebolt at the spider next to Melturge. That is going to hit. She does 8 damage to it. It is dead. That ends her go. Isle, it's your turn. You can see the fighting happening before you and across the room. The torch falls further and further. You hear the distant sound of it getting smaller and smaller.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get this bad boy.
Okay.
And I'm going
you
to
reload.
shoot him. Yep.
Take a shot.
So I gotta do this.
That does not hit.
This.
Crossbow bolt goes wide.
Okay.
You stay where you are.
Yes. No, I want to. No, yeah, I can't do it. Yeah.
All right.
I'm
Letho, you're up. I assume you're attacking him.
Yeah.
That hits.
I'm gonna reroll the 2.
Okay. All right. You kill him. It bursts into flames. The corpse of the spider is just crumpled there before you. It is dead.
Okay. I'm gonna charge past it.
Okay.
Oops, right there.
All right. You managed to get there.
And then I'll do nothing. Well, actually, I'll kneel.
Okay, you kneel. Letho is kneeling. All right. It is now the spider's turn. The spider is going to turn towards Letho. Let's see. No, he was stabbed by Daffodil. Daffodil's going to get attacked.
Oh no.
That's an 11 to hit. It misses.
Yay.
That's its turn. Melturge, you're up.
I am going to.
Didn't it?
Can I pray to the gods for some advice?
Sure, yeah, you can use your action to pray.
Yeah. Is it a religion check?
Yes. All right. You don't hear anything in
All
response.
right. Well, I'm gonna kneel as
Okay,
well,
you kneel.
and then let my spiritual weapon just do a last little choppy chop,
All right, go ahead and choppy chop with that.
please. Oh.
It misses. Spiritual weapon whiffs, trying to attack the center of the space. However, the spider is hanging off the left side of the space, and it doesn't connect at all. Melturge is kneeling. He's praying. Daffodil, you're up again.
Stab the spider.
Go for it. You do hit, and you end it. It is dead.
I kneel.
All right, you are kneeling.
We're kneeling for no reason, I swear.
Nala is going to say, "Why the fuck are all of you kneeling?"
There was a poem.
The words on the wall.
And then she is going to use her action to look around to see if there's anything going on in the room, just because there's nothing else happening. She rolls a natural 20 and looks up and sees inside of the shaft above her. She points and she says, "There's another fucking button!" And she points. And those of you kneeling, Daffodil and Letho in the center of the room, you look up, and sure enough, 10 feet up under the grate in the ceiling, you see a patch of moss that was mostly obscuring what appears to be another one of these circular buttons with an eye. The 8th of 8.
Oh, because spiders.
Yeah. That ends her turn. Isle, it is your turn. You see Nala pointing. At the start of your turn, though, the torch, you can hear some squealing of spiders, and you those of you next to the pit look, and you can see a region of the web start to burn down where the torch fell.
Nice.
I have the
I s-
epiphany of the insect repellent called Raid. And then I'm gonna fly over here, look up at the grate what they're looking at.
Okay, you see a button.
So but it's through a grate, right?
No, it's on your side. The grate is 15 feet up. The button is 10 feet up, past the ceiling. So it's technically 20 feet higher than people standing on the ground, or 15 feet higher. But it is.
Well, I will go to the button.
Okay, so the button is here, or it's technically on the right wall of that. It is here on the wall. All right, so you fly up to the button. You are now hovering beside it.
Yep. I can't push it. I already used my action this turn.
What did you use your action to do?
To look.
Oh yeah, to look. Yeah. No, you don't. You don't need to make a perception check to see a button that has been pointed out to you.
All right, well then
It's
I
only
will
to look for
push
something
said
that you
button.
haven't seen yet. So yeah, you still have your action. You take your free hand and you push the button. All of you suddenly hear as the button is pressed the sound of some grinding stone against stone in the distance coming from up above you. And then Isle,
I
you hear
immediately fly down and go into the middle little pathway.
okay, you go down into the middle little pathway down there by Letho.
Yeah.
All right. As you do, the rest of you listen as you start to hear the sound of distant running water. And then suddenly, as the sound gets louder and louder, it starts to pour down through the grate. Just this fountain of water pouring down through both of the pits, cascading down the pit. And you look down, you see the fairy fire engulfed spiders start to get washed down the water spout. As that happens, after a moment of looking at each other through the falling cascade of water, suddenly, over here, a glowing light appears, and a colored key is now hovering there, blue, hanging from a chain at the end of the room in the alcove by one of the carvings.
I chirp, that's 2 bitches. Tweet, tweet.
I say,
Donald Trump
nice.
applies.
I'm gonna grab the key.
Okay, Melturge, you go grab the key. You crawl over there on your hands and knees. No. I assume you guys are no longer kneeling.
Yeah,
Sure.
because we feel
Yeah.
like idiots.
So yeah, you guys are out of
I just
combat.
wanted to fit in.
If all of your friends kneel in the second layer of a dungeon, would you do it too? Fucking what?
When you think that
Ugh.
you missed something in a recent clue.
All right, I guess this fire is no longer there because it's extinguished. So now you have the second key. What would you like to do?
I like to cast a spell of healing or prayer of healing. Sorry.
Okay, so you guys are just gonna hang out here in the room with the dead spiders, some of them
And
being pulled down into the pit with the running water.
I thought my
I
prayer.
Can I
look over
grab
to
one of them?
Letho. I was like, you should probably get some of that poison.
Yeah, I would like to grab one of them.
Okay, so you sure enough are able to find at least one of the bodies. Let's say you find 3 bodies that have not been pulled into the pit, and attempt to make a nature check to harvest them for poison.
And I think my prayers have been answered, so I'm gonna pray and heal everybody 9 HP.
Okay, so you guys are going to take the
Nice.
next 10 minutes. Letho, unfortunately, all of the poison in these spiders was drained long ago, and what little of it was left was pumped into Daffodil, because these guys are apparently high and dry.
I
They
want to
didn't
drain
have any
Daff-
juice left in
I
them.
want to drain Alan.
Okay, you attempt to drain the poison out
You
of
kneel
Alan.
before him, take
Um,
out his wiener. and
Alan,
drink.
you take 1 point of damage as Letho starts squeezing your leg.
Okay. It's a good thing I needed 8, like, to get healed fully, you know. And Tim gave us 9,
Yeah.
so
So
I got a free damage.
yeah, you didn't
A
actually
free
suffer
health.
anything from that, fortunately.
Exactly.
So over the next 10 minutes, everyone is healed for 9.
Did I get any venom from him?
No, you just got blood.
You weirdo.
Drinks blood, becomes vampire. Is immortal.
It happened last game. Right, so after 10 minutes, you guys are now at your own discretion to do as what you would do.
Does anybody need any more healing?
I do.
I'm gonna go up
I
to him.
feel about 8. Like if I had I don't know, if I could split my HP like how I feel into 38 different pieces, I feel like I'm 8 short.
Alright,
Actually,
well, I'm gonna say, where does it hurt?
Everywhere.
All right, well, I'm gonna touch
Specifically
him.
my leg.
I'm gonna touch his leg.
Okay.
Do a little. Oh fuck! He's cure wounds. Roll D1.
Wow.
So you expend another first level spell slot. You
Yep,
heal
that's
5
actually
HP.
my first level one spell that I've used since the long rest.
Nala says, I'm a little hurt as well, but it's nothing major.
I say, what?
no
hurts
one
then?"
cares.
I say, what hurts?
I don't know. This? And she like sort of like holds her foot out towards you. I don't know where she got hit.
I say,
last session.
gross, and walk away.
Okay.
No, I'll do another cure wounds on her.
Okay, you start massaging her foot. She gets 10.
She really likes that.
Perfect massage. You can hear her try to stifle some moans of pleasure.
I could also use health.
Jesus fuck!
Letho seeing the display once in on the action.
I say, I can only do this so many times.
If you're gonna do it, I need to release one of my rights.
He turns around and starts pissing on the ground.
No, not my mutagen.
Oh, right, okay.
So I released the right off of Phil's weapon.
Okay. So your max HP goes back up.
Would you like to heal now?
Yes. Thanks. I did not need to release the right.
Nala's good at one thing, and that's getting healed. Okay. So you heal another 5 HP.
I have one more level 1 and one more level 2 slot right now.
All right. So, what would you like to do?
Did the gate open?
The gate did open.
I healed Letho and Isle
Yes.
Isle.
for or was it 14 HP total?
10.
No, 9 plus.
Oh,
I went
right.
individually.
Each of them. Yes. Each of them.
Got,
Yes.
yeah, each of them got 14.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you trying to keep track of how much healing you've done?
No,
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of how much damage they took. All right. So, where do we go now? Nothing else opened up.
Nothing else seems to open up now.
Well,
You have
let's
a key,
just go
though.
back
Oh,
to
yeah.
the elevator.
We go back to the elevator. Yeah.
All right. You all regroup. You all enter.
Oh wait, did you get the key?
Yes.
Yeah, I picked
Tim
it
has
up.
the key.
Okay.
You all go back to the elevator. You all pile on. You see that the hourglass still has quite a ways yet to go. And you insert the key. You turn it. The hourglass flips. The gate to the elevator closes, and you all begin to descend once again in this bumpy descent. Down, 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 until finally you reach another floor. As you descend into this one, you can see that the ceiling at the immediate vicinity is about 20 feet off of the ground, and it's only 15 feet wide square, similar to the other rooms. You can see. And once it hits 15 feet off the ground, so it's only like a 5-foot divot before it then widens out to where you can see more of the room around you. You appear to be in a very large area. As you touch down with the ground, those of you with dark vision can see the entire room. Those of you guided by the light of Melturge can only see part of it. But you can see this is somewhat of a square room. I'll go ahead and just reveal the whole thing. So you guys are, if you have not figured out where we are, we're to the right in this area.
Okay, now we kneel.
Do you kneel?
I kneel, yeah.
Yeah.
You all start kneeling. As you do so, you look around. You can see there are a whole bunch of torch sconces everywhere. The ceiling is 15 feet high. There are pillars distributed throughout the room, 4 of them around you, and then 4 more to your right and to your left on this map. In addition, there seems to be another alcove to the left here, which would be to the south, I suppose. And as you guys touch down on the ground and start looking around, Isle, before you can get to lighting any of the torches, you see a light emerge, different from Melturge's hammer, from this alcove on the left, as all 4 of those torches ignite. Let's see.
I think it's a game of tic-tac-toe.
As you do, a form that was sitting there is revealed.
Oh.
You see a massive beast with the body of a bull, with the torso of a man sticking out where the head should be, holding
The
this
eye of a
massive
tiger.
glaive, and the head of a shark.
I just kneel in his direction.
Okay, you kneel in his direction. Let's go ahead and see here. As you do, you notice that the area smells like saltwater, manure, and Axe body spray. This bull shark sitar, with this bull shark head, starts charging towards you, sort of gurgling instead of roaring because it's a shark. And it's got this massive axe, and everyone needs to roll for initiative as this thing charges towards you.
No. That's unfortunate for me.
Oh, finally, like something that's not at the end of the turn order.
Sure, we'll use that roll. Okay, so first up is the bull shark sitar. The bull shark sitar is, we'll say it starts from here, from where it began its turn. And it's going to charge, let's see, it can go one, how do I measure things again? No
It's a
snap.
large one, right?
Yes, it is a large creature. A very large creature. I would say this one's huge. It can reach all of you. It is going to move forward. As it does so, you see the 4 lights in this little area ignite. And then it continues to rush forward. And what actions can it do? We've updated our hotkeys. I don't give a shit. Okay. It is going to try to hit Melturge. Melturge. It swings at you with its massive axe with an 11 to hit.
Wow. Whiffs.
Okay.
What a bitch.
Then it is going to try and trample you. So it runs forward, swipes its axe, misses as you duck, you laugh, you stand back up, and it just starts to bowl over you. That is going to be a 12 to hit.
No.
And it is going to continue running into Letho and also try to trample you. That is
Do
going
the
to be a
lights in this square-
14 to hit. Yes, they do.
Okay.
Miss.
Okay, so all of you are missed. It's going to stop on the other side of Letho. Melturge, it leaves your attack range. If you would like to take an attack of opportunity against it, you may.
Yeah,
With
give
your
him a good
reaction.
old wacky boy.
Okay.
Well,
So you attempt to do so. However, it gets out of your attack range before you're able to connect.
Yep.
That is going to
Okay.
be the end of its turn, I think.
Wait. Oh, is it? I wasn't the one taking the attack of opportunity.
No, it has not left your attack range. Then that is going to be. It's actually no. You know what? It is going to leave your attack range. It's going to go over to the middle of this other room. So go ahead and make your attack if you'd like to.
I did it. I thought you said my name, so I did it.
Got it. I see. Yeah, there it is. So yes, you did hit, and you're going to keep that damage. That's going to be what, 14 total, or 15?
The 15 with the whetstone, unless you want to incorporate some kind of like it gets dull or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the whole whetstone thing because it just seems like free damage that just lasts forever. I don't know if
Maybe
I want to keep
just-
using that.
You can do it just the first hit, or maybe the first.
Yeah,
two
I
hits or
think the
something.
first couple of hits we'll do that from now on. But for now, we'll say it's no longer sharpened. And we'll
Okay,
we'll
so
give
14.
whetstones a maximum number of uses if necessary, but maybe not. We'll figure it out. But for now, nothing. So it's 15. So it does take some damage. You swipe it with the greatsword on its hind flank as it gets past you and turns to face you again. Daffodil, you're up.
Well,
You are kneeling.
but that doesn't really do anything, does it?
Doesn't seem to be,
No.
but
Okay.
you could be wrong.
Um.
Oh, and I was gonna say that the pillars that are around the room have like arches between them, and they look like that, sort of, and they also connect to the walls. So that's just the grid is spaced out by those sort of archways. That's where
I
the
am.
torches are affixed to.
What's in the top middle of it?
The torch.
Like right there.
That's a torch.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'm gonna use my last spell slot.
Okay.
And put fairy fire on him.
All right.
In the
So it's
hopes
gonna
that it
make a
does something good.
dexterity saving throw.
Something like so that none of us are in it.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. It rolled an 8, so it
Nice.
fails. It is now covered in fairy fire, which you are now concentrating on.
Right.
Shit.
So after that I'm gonna
There it
go.
is. Purple.
Can you cast it in the chat as like a record?
I suppose.
I'm gonna move these to the map layer so they're not in the way. Yeah, so you guys have advantage on attack rolls against it, if you can see it. So that ends your turn?
Um.
Are you still kneeling?
I'm gonna get down over here. I'm not gonna be kneeling.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. That's all I'm gonna do.
That ends your go. Nala is gonna go now. She's gonna freak out because there's a fucking bull shark Satara charging at everyone. And she's going to run towards Letho through here, 10, 15, 20. And is going to get behind this pillar. And then is going to shoot a spell? Question mark? At it? Yeah, she's gonna cast Chaos Bolt, which is gonna be a miss. Okay, doesn't matter. All right, that ends her turn. Isle, you're up.
So I'm gonna fly over here to the very, very top.
Okay, you are you're 10 feet off the ground or so.
I'm like Kung Fu Panda at the very top.
Okay.
Not flying him, so I'm like I'm like at the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna shoot him with crossbow.
Okay.
And we get advantage on it because I can see him.
Correct. So you do
24.
hit. He's distracted by the purple flames licking up over his body, sort of like trying to pat his chest, looks over and sees you as
no one in melee range, Tyler.
There's not.
You had advantage on the roll though.
That's true. Yeah, you only need advantage on the roll or an ally within space. So that's going to be 18 points of piercing damage to the bull shark Satar. You can see it pierces into its side as it turns towards you. Is that on your turn?
Yep.
You reload as a bonus action. Letho.
Yeah.
You are up.
Okay, I'm gonna move up and around to here.
Okay.
And make an attack on him.
All right. You see he is definitely aware that you were doing so, but you continue to attack him nonetheless.
Kicks you with his horse foot. As a reaction.
That just hits. And
Wait,
that's
why did he turn?
he's just it doesn't matter where anything's facing, it's just flavor.
Is he long enough to be in 2 squares, or is it just the one?
He's 2 squares long.
So it does matter which way he's facing.
No.
But it
He
does.
pivots on the center. It's fine.
And then you said no whetstone or
No whetstone. So you do 14 damage. Unless you reroll something.
No, I can't.
Okay. All right, so you slam your greatsword into the back of his leg and draw a clean line of blood that starts to pour out of the hind hoof, and it starts to it kicks back towards you, but you dodge it nimbly. Is that end your turn?
So okay, so this doesn't really specify. I'm gonna post it in chat. Do I have to be touching the weapon?
Yes. Should your weapon leave your grip, the right fades immediately,
Yeah, but like I can cast it on someone else's weapon.
and then it would immediately fade because it's not in your hand. It doesn't say weapon leave the wielder's grip. It's yours. It's your class ability that's empowered by you actively using the weapon. I would not say that could be used on someone else.
Okay.
An active right on a weapon thrown fades directly after the attack is complete. Yeah.
Then
So
yeah,
it's
that is my turn.
now it's Melturge. You're up.
Okay, I'm gonna go over here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do a little bit of a cantrip, and it's gonna be a sacred flame.
Okay. He's going to roll a dexterity saving throw. That's a natural 1. No. Yes. Natural 1.
Oh, okay. So it's 4 radiant damage.
4 radiant damage. Good to know. You can see the pillar of light that appears over its body starts to cause flames to cascade around the underside of its belly, cooking him from the bottom as he starts to like thrash around. It is now his turn. He is going to, let's see, who's pissed him off the most? I think Letho behind him has pissed him off the most in this circumstance, so he's going to turn towards Letho. And let's see, that's going to be a bite attack. That's going to be a 9 to hit. But it's going to attempt to bite again. That's going to be an 18 to hit.
That hits.
All right, so I need you to make an athletics check or acrobatics, your choice. Ooh. Unfortunately, that does not beat his natural 20. So you are considered grappled by this creature in its mouth and arm and its left arm. You are going to take some damage from that. That is 19 points of piercing damage as you are thrashed around in the mouth of the shark as he tosses you back and forth before him. So you are currently grappled. You can, you're grappled, so you have no movement speed. And then while it is holding you there, it is going to use its axe with its right hand to just try and attack you from there.
That doesn't seem very safe.
No, it's not,
I know
but
it's
it's going
not.
to do it anyway. It's going to be a 17 to hit.
That hits.
17. So that's going to be 18 points of slashing damage.
Ouch.
Okay, my orc saves me.
Okay, so you would have gone down, but you feel this innate primal urge within you to keep fighting, and your racial blood flowing through your veins keeps you from passing out in the moment as this thing just grapples hold of you and starts tearing you around. But that is going to end its turn.
Alan, do you have Tasha's City's laughter?
I have vicious mockery,
Okay.
so I was gonna do that.
Daffodil, it is your go.
I am going to do vicious mockery, as I said.
Okay, you cast Vicious Mockery. That's a Wisdom saving throw.
Yes, and I say, "What even are you?"
It turns
Wow.
around and looks at you. You can see steam come out from its question mark nostrils, and it starts to move in your direction. Yeah,
With Letho in its head.
it's strong enough that
Right.
it's going to be able to pull you around, Letho, until you break the grapple.
And
It's kind of
did
like
it
holding you with its
succeed
mouth on its
or?
arm. It does not succeed, so it takes the damage.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead
One
and roll.
for psychic and disadvantage on next attack roll.
All right, just
Nice.
remind me about that attack roll thing. So it takes 4 points of psychic damage. Sounds good. All right, does that end your turn?
Then I'm gonna run a little bit.
Okay, you run a little bit. Brings us to
Over here.
Nala's turn. Nala is going to try and cast another Chaos Bolt towards it, which is going to be a hit. That's definitely going to hit, so she rolls some numbers. I need more metal dice. 1. 1. Beautiful. So she does 2 points of damage. Hell yeah. Yep. And it could chain if there was something else, but it's not. So she does 2 points of acid damage with a level 1 spell. Gotta fucking love D&D. All right. So that ends her useless turn. Isle, you're up.
I will.
Oh wait, no, 1d6 extra. Shit. 7 points of damage. Not terrible.
Not as useless.
Not as useless. Forgot about that.
I will shoot at it again.
Go for it. You do hit, and it crits because you had advantage. So you use the natural 20. You slam it right in the left eye and deal a total of. Let's just double check those rookie numbers. That's an 18 points of damage that you deal to this with your crit in the eye. It turns towards you, seething with rage, still holding its fresh quote unquote kill in its mouth, like sort of a cat looking at you with a mouse. You reload with your bonus action, you stay where you are?
Yep.
Okay, Letho, it is your turn. You are grappled.
Indeed. I suppose I will.
We do have means to revive you if you go down, but I'm not sure how much damage. you can
Meltard
take.
shouts from across the room.
Well, I mean, like, yeah.
Can I make an attack from her? From his
You
mouth?
can, yes.
With advantage?
Yes.
I will do so.
All right, so you take your great sword. You're still sort of like your left shoulder is just in the jaws of this creature that's sort of holding you aloft, and you use your right arm mostly, but guiding it with your left. You try and drive it into the torso of this third man creature.
And fuck it up.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the angle is too rough, and you feel the pain racking through your body as this thing's tossing you and jostling you around, so you're not able to make any important contact.
Okay. I will.
That's neat. It's blue because it's like
It's a
the
bull
minimum
shark.
and the maximum. No, I mean his roll
Oh,
with
yeah.
the damage.
Interesting. So it's
I'll
like
second wind.
okay, so you use your bonus
But do
action.
green and red make blue?
Yes,
Yes.
Uh-oh.
clearly. All right, so you heal 3 plus 1. Heal 4.
Okay.
So you're back up to 5. That ends your go, and that's going to be Melturge again.
All right. I'm gonna yell at everybody. Try to get him to light up all the torches. And then I'm gonna do another one of. I'm actually gonna do Toll the Dead this time. And
Okay.
since he's missing
It'd be a
HP,
D12. Yep.
D12. So
He fails his wisdom saving throw, so he takes 11 necrotic damage.
nice.
He's definitely looking like you've hurt him quite a bit in this barrage of damage that you've done. That ends your turn unless you want to use your bonus action for something. Your mind races through the spells you could cast, and you think of how
no bonus
limited you
action,
are.
just
All right.
I'm just gonna move like one down.
Okay, so you move down into the center of right beneath that archway there. That goes to his turn. He is then going to the last person having damaged him. This Dolores bell sound bong through the air seems to cause him to through the clamp that he has on Letho. He's going to, let's see, instead of just biting down further on Letho, he's going to keep him in his mouth and is going to, let's see, what's the most direct path towards Melturge is this way. He's going to charge forward and get through there. All of those
Oh.
are going to light up. Uh-oh.
Hello, sir.
So those light up. As he passes through the other squares, however, these disappear.
Oh.
Those torches go
Ooh.
out.
Okay.
So he is going to trample attack you as he runs into you. That's going to be a natural 1. As he tries to bump into you, he instead slams into the wall, mashing his head against the pillar and scraping his axe behind him. He goes all out of whack, smashes into the wall, and drops Letho. So Letho, you are
was-
now prone on the ground here.
Was that like with disadvantage?
He got a
It
1.
it was a natural 1, so yes.
Does he light up this area too? Or is he still like in between? Both?
Yes, when he gets into this area starts to light up as well.
Okay.
Oh shoot. Why is this no longer grouped? Whatever, I don't care. It's off
Oh
center
no,
now.
I care. I care.
Whatever.
Move
It's-
it over.
I can't. It's grouped. I don't want to mess around with it too long. So he misses that attack. That eats up the disadvantage from that. He is then going to turn and try and bite Melturge. All right, and he'll do an axe attack first. So that's going to be a 23 to hit,
Does hit.
and then you take. Come on. Whatever. 16 points of slashing damage.
Okay. So,
Where is he?
okay.
Yes. And then he is going to attempt to bite you.
Okay.
That is a 20 to hit.
Does hit.
So I need you to make an athletics check. Or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
Let's do that. Well,
Alright, so against your natural 1, he rolls a 21. So you are considered grappled. In addition, you take 9 plus. Yeah, you take 9 points of piercing damage and are now grappled by his mouth and his left hand.
neat.
Alright, you're strong. Okay, that ends its turn. It is then Daffodil's turn.
All right, I'm going to run away up here.
Okay, you successfully run.
Okay, and then I'm gonna again cast
You
vicious
can't
mockery.
quite make it that far. You can only make
then-
it 30 feet, so I'll say you can get there.
Okay. Cast vicious mockery again, and I
Okay.
say, "You smell like a fish and manure."
All right, and what's your save DC? 14?
Yeah.
He just fails.
Cool.
So he takes
So here's another D4 for you.
the 2 points of necrotic damage, or 2 points of psychic damage. Good to know. All right, does that end your turn?
Yep.
And it goes to Nala. Nala is going to turn and similarly say, "Your mother was a shark, your father was a bull, and I don't know what the fuck else happened." And then she's going to shoot a firebolt. That's a natural 20.
Wow.
She's going to do 10 points of fire damage.
It's gonna be like dead, and then we're gonna have to drag it through
Yeah,
all of the.
I'm hoping we can drag him through this. And that'll work. But he's kind of big, so.
All right, Isle, you're up.
I'm just gonna shoot him again.
All right, you shoot him again. That is not going to hit, unfortunately. Even with the advantage you've got from the fairy fire, the crossbow bolt is not on a good enough trajectory to hit him. It goes and falls to the ground and skitters are underneath Letho's feet. You reload. Stay where you are. Okay. Letho, you're up. You are prone.
I'm gonna stand up.
Okay. You have 15 feet of movement left.
Can I attempt to free him from the grapple?
You can attempt to make an athletics check to try and pull him away. It would be contested.
Okay, I'm gonna move up here and then try that.
Okay. That definitely succeeds. He rolled a 19. So you are able to pull Melturge from the grasp of this shark's jaws. Melturge, you feel these teeth ripping across your flesh as Letho pulls you out, and you are now standing next to him.
Nice.
I am now going to go prone
Okay.
and then move away.
So you're gonna.
Wait. Prone
So-
and then move away?
So you've already
that's
moved
probably-
10 feet.
Probably.
So you have 5 feet of movement left, so you can get here.
Is he interested in attacking me?
If you leave his attack range, he might, but
Okay.
you're not able to do so this turn unless you don't go prone.
Wait, going prone takes movement?
Going prone doesn't take movement, but it's the order of which you do stuff. If you go prone before you move, you're crawling, which you move at half speed.
I see. I will. Actually, I'm gonna move over here, stay in his range, and just sit there.
Okay, so you go back to where you were. You're not able to get all the way back there. You're able to get here.
Okay.
All right, Melturge, you're up.
Would I have to disengage before I move?
If you
Or am I good?
wanted to make sure that he can't get attacks of opportunity against you, that would be the course of action. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna disengage.
Okay.
And then yeet my ass to here.
All right, your ass becomes yeeted. You take no points of damage. How do you get over there? That's a long distance. What's your running speed? 25 or 30?
Oh, is it? Oh, it's 25. Okay, wait, hang on.
Okay,
never
so
mind.
you can get here.
Yeah, I'll go here.
All right, so you're able to get over there. And that ends your turn.
I'm gonna do an action.
You used your action disengage.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Okay.
And that ends your turn. The bull shark's turn. The last person to attack it was Phil. Despite having its prey ripped from its jaws, it turns on the bird that's Kung Fu Pandaing in the corner and is then going to charge towards you, Isle. As it does, the torches in this vicinity do go out,
Ooh.
and the torches in this vicinity go back, are now ignited. Well, that one's awkward again. Whatever. And Isle, as it gets to you, it's going to use its axe to try and slash up at you in the corner of the room. That is a 14 to hit.
Miss.
It's going to attack again. That is a 25 to hit.
What is he attacking with?
A giant axe.
He has
Twice?
reach.
Yes.
Damn.
So that's going to be 15 points of slashing damage.
Rip.
Are you
You
down?
down?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
And he's going to attack one more time at you. And that was a 3, but rolled over to a 23.
Did you do a disadvantage for one of the? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh no, I
He
did
mi-
not.
He missed the first
I did
one.
not do it for the first one, but it would have missed anyway. But I'll roll again to see if he
Okay.
rolls a 1. He did not. But that's a 23 to hit. So that does 10 points of slashing damage on the last hit. Let's see. 3. Okay, so that ends his turn. He's still up?
Did you see
All
I
our
would
health-
tell you if I'm down.
Okay.
You can see
Daffodil.
our health bars, right?
I can check
Yeah.
them, but I don't see them automatically. Daffodil.
I'm gonna run over here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna yell to him. Vicious mockery again, of course. I'm gonna yell to him. Nothing else is like you, and you are alone in the universe.
You can see the muscles on the back of his on his back start to flex, and then he farts, and a huge cloud of green gas erupts from his flank, and he doesn't even turn around to look at you. He passed the saving throw.
Okay.
He's like, I like being alone.
All right. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, that ends my turn.
All right. Nala, seeing what you're trying to do, is going to run forward and similarly say, "Fuck you!" And she's gonna attack him with a chaos bolt. That is going to be a natural 20 with a chaos bolt. Let's see if she can roll anything but a 1. That is a 1. And a 4. And a 5. So that's going to be 20 points of damage. Of what type does she want to use? That is going to be lightning damage. 20 points of lightning damage. The creature is visibly shaken as this electricity passes through its body. It's definitely looking very hurt. It's definitely looking knackered and weak as it turns to look at Nala, who then says, "Oh shit." That is going to be Isle's turn.
Well, got so his attack of opportunity is 10 feet.
You're not sure. He definitely seems to have a longer range, just because of his size and because of the length of the weapon.
Well, how does mounting work? Like, he can't hit me with that axe if I'm mounted because of how big that axe and he.
Possibly.
Try to mount his back.
No,
If-
it's
if that's-
it's not gonna work.
Okay, if that's the conclusion that you've drawn, you may attempt to do what you would like to do.
But is it like a just?
He hit me while I was in his mouth, so I wouldn't get
Well, that's a mouth. He can move you in his mouth. But I'm saying, like,
Well,
if
he's
I'm
also got
on
a
his,
forearm, so like he
if
wouldn't be
I'm
able to
like,
hit his mouth unless he choked up on it. But you just have to buy it. You have to assume he makes whatever accommodations he needs to.
He can also just like buck you off immediately.
I assume it's a grapple check, right? Probably a
You can
grapple.
do animal handling after you get on him.
Just tell me what
Calm
you're going to
down.
try and do, and I'll tell you what you need to roll, if anything.
I'm just gonna try to get like right behind the human part of his body, and like get down low and just hug him with daggers stabbed into his abdomen. But
With what stat? Do you have daggers out?
I have 2 daggers. No, not out.
Okay.
That's just what I was gonna do. But since this is how this game works, apparently huge polearm axes can hit the back of his person. I'm just gonna
I never said that.
disengage.
I never said anything. I was just asking what
I know you
wanna
never
do.
said anything, but I know how this game works. You would let it hit it. So then I'm gonna
Okay.
disengage, move over here. And disengage is the bonus action,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And then I will fire at him with my crossbow.
All right, you take a shot at him. Go ahead and roll for it. You have advantage.
Fucking
Unfortunately,
Jesus Christ.
your rolls are terrible.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I used all my natural 20s.
yeah, you used them all. You don't get any more for the rest of the game. Crossbow bolt goes wide, and Isle is Kung Fu Panda for some reason again in the corner.
For
Letho,
some reason, that's just how it works.
it's just how it works. Letho, what would you like to do?
I would like to move over
Oh,
here.
and this isn't really super relevant, but as soon as the shark started charging, the elevator went back up 10 feet, so it's now hovering in the air. But that space is now passable. It didn't really change anything, but I forgot to mention it.
So I moved here.
'Kay.
I have caltrops that I would like to use.
All right. How would you like to use your caltrops?
Throw them like right here.
Okay. So you throw the caltrops in. Let me just look up the item just to see what it does, so that we know how to deal with that.
He'll be fine. He's got hooves.
Caltrops, aren't they made for horses?
I honestly don't know.
I'm sure they were invented for horses, for cavalry to stop a charge.
It depends on the size of the caltrops. They could also be used against humans. I don't know
suppose
what they were
things-
made for.
I believe they were to stop cavalry charges, and then they were adapted to stop tanks. Those tank traps are also known as caltrops.
The big ones, yeah. These ones are like small jack-sized caltrops.
So are the ones I have for humans then?
Yeah, you have a bag of 20 of them for 1 gold piece that weighs 2 pounds. They're not huge. So each of them weighs 1/10 of a pound.
Okay, I'll continue up here.
Are you gonna throw the caltrops? Still?
No.
Okay.
Well, okay, hold on. Is it a bonus action or an action?
To use the item, it would be an action, especially because you don't have them like ready. It would be a whole shebang. You'd have to put them in your
I will
pockets
not
and
use
stuff.
them.
Okay.
I'm going to stand here,
Okay.
and I'm going to use thaumaturgy.
All right.
Just cast it. Go. And I will
If
make us.
anybody's wondering about the caltrops, I posted the description of what they were used in historically.
Ah,
Check.
I am also on the Wikipedia page for it.
interesting.
I was interested.
Where'd you post it?
In the chat right above
on the chat,
thaumaturgy.
dude.
I'm going to use
Oh, okay.
thaumaturgy to make a sound from right here.
Okay. What type of sound would you like to make?
Female cow sound / shark session.
Well, the spell says
Club.
a rumble, thunder, cry, or a raven, a whisper. So I'll just do like a thunderous sound, I guess. Just something loud.
Okay, so you create a clamor at the center of that area here. Whoops. Yeah. Okay, so
Except
you do so. Everyone hears a clamor up here from this location. Unfortunately, you look at the bull shark and it seems to be completely lost in its rage, and it doesn't even take notice of the sound. It's locked in on Nala.
That's unfortunate. Sorry, Nala.
You look back at
I'm
Nala and
sorry.
shrug, and she just kind of starts crying. Melturge, it's your turn, unless Letho has something else to do.
No.
All right. I am going to go here,
I'll move here.
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead again.
All right, you cast Toll the Dead. A Dolorous
Wonderful.
bell fills the air around it. It rolled a 15,
Ah! Okay.
so it does not take any damage.
Unfortunate. And in my failure, I'm just gonna back up.
Okay, you back up
Right
a
here.
little.
I was like, oh fuck.
All right, it's going to then charge forward. It does so, just kind of pushing Daffodil out of the way and getting to Nala. The torches light up. Light it up. Why does it do that? They're supposed to be grouped. Whatever. It's you get the picture.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I feel unimmersed.
Immersion ruined.
All right.
I want my money back.
It's then gonna try and axe Nala a question. He rolls a 15. That's her armor class at the moment. So it hits her. She takes 16 points of damage.
Let's kill Nala. Let's go.
She is very hurt. He's then going to attack again. That is going to be a 20 to hit, dealing 9 points of damage. She is definitely very hurt. It's going to try and bite her, and that is going to be a 8 to hit. So she gets 2 axe swipes, one uppercutting from the down and right, going up across her body, and another one coming down from the direction that it went before, and just cutting 2 nasty gashes across her torso. She's bleeding all over the place. The shark just lunges down and tries to bite down at her head, but she cowers down in the corner and backs away up to the pillar. Not actually, but flavorfully, she does so. That ends its turn. Yes. Why does it do that? I don't know. All right, whatever. That it's lit up now. Great. End of its turn. Daffodil, you're up.
I don't know. I'm gonna go around over here but I'm not going to get out of his range to.
Okay,
get
you do a combat
opportunity.
roll underneath his 4 legs.
And then again, I'm going to do vicious mockery on him,
Okay.
and I say, "Your anatomy doesn't make sense."
He looks at you, just steaming with rage, turning his ire towards you as he takes how much damage? Go ahead and roll a d4.
This much.
He takes 2 points of damage and he is pissed. Do you stay where you are?
Yes.
Okay. Nala's turn. Nala is going to presumably piss herself and then cast invisibility on herself. Actually, I don't need to pull her off the board. I can just move her to a different layer. Boop. Okay. Nala has disappeared.
Okay, bitch.
She has 6 HP and is scared. That ends her turn. Going to Isle.
Since I can't see him behind that pillar,
You can definitely still see him behind the pillar. He's just slightly obstructed, so he would have 3/4 cover.
make it easier for me to shoot him because I'm rolling like shit. I'm gonna come over here.
We want the lights
I
lit,
use
Phil.
my reaction to yell to him.
Yeah.
He attacks the person who last hit him.
Okay.
So we
Yeah. So I'm going to shoot him.
You
And I'll hit him.
unleash the
Wow.
bolt. It does
And
hit.
then I will use that.
Go ahead and roll your
and then-
2d6. Okay, that's
and then-
20 points of damage. It's definitely looking hurt. Like really
and I will
knackered.
go back to this corner and literally try to get as high as I possibly can
Okay.
in this corner.
So in order to
Let's say
keep,
move.
in order to allow your wings to keep beating, because the Kung Fu Panda thing doesn't actually work for you, because
Oh,
that's
it does though.
it doesn't. So you're as high as you can be. You're smushed up into the corner. Go ahead and make me a smush check. Just roll me a d20. You're okay. You're smushed. All right, that ends your turn. Letho, you're up.
We have confirmed smushed.
Smush is confirmed.
Should move like right there, but it's fine.
Why would I move right there? I
Let's move-
can't stay there.
Oh, well, no.
I mean, you're literally just flying right now. I mean,
I'm not.
you don't need to be in the corner.
The farther I am from the ground, maybe he can't hit me.
How high are you up?
He's
I'm
10
at
feet
the
off the
ceiling.
ground.
I am
10
at
feet.
the ceiling. I am 15 feet minus like 2 or 3 feet of smushness.
Who determines the ceiling height again?
Me.
He did. He said 15 feet.
Oh, okay.
but the thing is, the monster's huge, and his weapon has a reach of 10.
Well, great, fantastic. No matter if I'm there or there, he's still coming after me, so it doesn't matter.
We're just directing his path.
It's
Yeah,
also
remember.
irrelevant because it's Letho's turn. What would you like to do, Letho?
'Cause you can go there or like
Disengage
there.
Okay, so you use your action to disengage.
and run over here.
Anything
behind
else?
Malturge.
So if you
I'll
do
sit-
that,
I'll sit right here, actually.
because if you do that, then you can do that.
And let's see if I have a bonus action.
What's gonna suck is if this has to be off, but I'm gonna hope it doesn't.
I will throw caltrops just because fuck it. Actually, no, you said it's an action, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
I will. I will throw an oil flask down.
Okay. Did you have the oil flask in your pocket?
Maybe, I don't know. Is it?
Sure. I'll say you had an oil flask in your pocket, but from now on, we'll have to like have a different inventory space of what items you have ready,
Okay, there's different pages, so I could just make a page for my
Yeah.
pocket or something.
and we'll like base it on like what sort of equipment you have. Like if you have bandoliers, but right now you've got pockets and one belt pouch that are easily accessible for bonus actions. But we'll say you had that in your pocket. So where do you want to throw it?
Actually, no. We'll say it's my backpack. I do know I had a potion in my pocket because we talked about mending
Yes.
a potion pouch. So I'm going
No,
to
that was actually, you said leave it in your backpack, I think.
the potion.
Yeah.
We were gonna make like a reinforced potion
Correct.
bag. Remember that?
We were going to do that, yeah.
We didn't do that.
No.
Oh, well then I have nothing in my. I don't know what's in my pouch. Fuck, I didn't
Nothing.
determine
You have
what was
nothing in
my
your pouch. Yeah.
Do I have a pouch? Is it just empty?
You have. I'll say sure. You have a potion in your pouch. We'll say that. That makes sense. I'm not trying to dick you guys. I'm just trying to make it
Well,
so that we
if
use
the
the
potion's
mechanics.
not in a reinforced pack, I don't want it to be in a pouch.
Okay. So no, it's
So
in
it's
your
not.
backpack.
So do you want to just instead run with the oil flask was in my pouch?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
I don't
I'll run
want
with
to
the
be
oil
too
flask.
dicky about it right now because we didn't really establish things super clearly. So I don't want to be that
I would imagine I would
intrusive.
have like an oil grenade type weapon in an easy accessible
Yeah.
spot.
Okay. So you have the oil flask. What would you like to do with it? Hey, buddy.
I will. How much would it fill? Like of an area?
It'd be a 5-foot radius circle. Just
Okay.
about.
I'll put it like there, I guess.
Okay. It's a little wider than that. It's like. Oh, what the fuck? What are you doing? It's like
Hey,
that.
it's meme drawing. No,
Don't draw.
it's my
Alright.
plan.
It's an olive.
Oh, it's a
Does anyone
plan. I'm
else see an
sorry.
olive?
I see it all.
Yeah, it's a green. It's a green pimenta olive. All right, that ends your turn. There is now oil in the vicinity as Letho has yeeted a flask of oil down in front of him. Melturge, it's your turn.
After deciding
Okay.
where he had stored it.
He was like, "Is it here? No. Where did I leave my keys? I think I left them back at the house. Oh wait, I found them. They were in my
Back it
pocket
up
the
to
whole
right
time."
here,
Okay.
and could cast another Toll of Dead.
Okay, you cast Toll the Dead. It fails its saving throw. So it takes 3 necrotic damage, and it is pissed. It's definitely looking very, very hurt.
I
Like
wanna
it's
be,
starting
like,
to stagger.
right in the middle of this too, like right there.
Okay.
So that like if he does move at me, I want him to be directed like around that way rather than that way. Does that make sense?
What? Okay, yeah, no,
It's
I
like
got,
he
I got you.
sees you
I
around the
see,
right
I
of
see
the
you
field.
move. You move. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting sense of
Okay.
deja vu. That ends your turn. It is
Yep.
then going to charge.
Come at me, bruh.
It charges this way. It ignites. Why does it fucking do that? I hate that. Whatever. Great. Ignites those. Ignites these. What? It's a group, but it lets me access the. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's a representation. It's fine. Um, okay. Those are the way they are now. It's going to then attempt to attack you. That is a miss, an 8 with the axe, a 10 with the axe, and then a 14 with the axe.
Miss.
So it swipes 3 times, the last one scraping against your shield, but nothing doing direct damage to you. Daffodil, it is your turn.
I'm gonna move over here,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna vicious mockery it,
All right.
and I'm
It
gonna say,
fails.
oh, well, either way, I say you've never seen a female of your species.
Turns towards you, seething with rage. Its virgin, its sensitive virgin soul having been shattered by the 3 necrotic damage. How many? Actually, roll for it. It's psychic
Wait,
damage.
what?
I was looking at the wrong thing. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, okay, it fails. Okay.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, it didn't do it. I even have the.
You have to hit roll damage. Unless you set it up differently. Okay, so it is definitely looking like it's on its last legs, and it's very angry, but it's also very close to lighting up all the torches and very close to dying. Nala is. Let's see. You guys hear a voice shout from the end of the room. Should I kill it or let it live? It looks almost dead.
I say,
As if you could.
I say, let it live.
All right, nothing happens on her turn. Isle, it's your go.
I think we need him alive to get the torches done.
It is looking a stab wound away from death.
I say just let it go for me. No one attack it.
I'm just gonna get on this elevator.
Okay, you fly up
There's
to
no-
the elevator. It's
yeah.
10 feet off the ground. Yeah, so he
Is
can
he in a
still reach
cage?
it.
So he's basically a bird in a cage.
Yeah,
right now?
he's a bird in a cage swimming with the sharks. All right, Letho.
Don't do anything.
I'm gonna move over here
Okay.
and touch my fire weapon to the oil.
Okay.
Why would you do that? No.
He's gonna have momentum and not getting attacks off of on Daffodil and still manage to get this. He probably
Well,
lands
but
somewhere in
then the
between.
one he goes through in the middle is gonna.
That's
It's
true.
gonna hurt him.
We can drag him fucking back.
I think once he dies, he's probably gonna. All the torches are
It
gonna
might
go out.
it might all reset.
This thing's gonna reset. Yeah.
We all say in combat right now.
Have you
I
ever
like
watched
reset
JoJo's Bizarre Adventures?
Oh yeah, yeah.
4 seconds is a lot longer than you think it is.
All right.
But really, literally
as
any other.
he goes to like touch his weapon, I say, "Don't. No. Keep him alive."
This is
Yamete.
all this conversation is like exchanged with looks.
Yamete yo.
Just,
Mate.
the camera cuts to each of our faces, right?
Yeah.
Well,
and then it pauses and like you like have this expression of like, oh, what do I do? As you have an internal dialogue for the next 20 seconds.
And it cuts to credits, and it's like happy time. Like.
Yeah. Super action during the start and super happy time at the end.
Yeah.
All right. So Letho, do you end up doing anything?
I'll refrain. I'll move over here.
Okay. Letho holds back, waiting, watching. Melturge, what do you do?
I guess. Do I need to disengage? Because he's not really focused on me, but he kind of is. So I'm gonna disengage anyway.
Okay, you disengage.
I'm gonna like hide behind here for a second.
Okay, you run underneath his legs and go behind the pillar. It is then its turn. It is going to charge forward through the olive, sort of skidding and slipping as it goes through, and then barrels straight into Daffodil with an accidental trample attack because its momentum can't be stopped, but also is an attack. That's going to be a 20 to hit, dealing how much damage for a trample? I haven't done that one yet. I haven't hit with that one yet. Oh, a number of damage. Wow, a lot. So Daffodil, oh my god, that's not something you want to hear. 26 points of bludgeoning damage as this huge bull shark sitar slams into you, crushing you against the wall. And I also need you to make a DC. I need you to make a strength saving throw. You don't know the DC.
You get fucking squished.
You fail. You are now prone.
Oh wait, vicious. Wait, the vicious mockery.
Oh, he has disadvantage. You're correct. Let's see if he rolls something lower. He rolled a 15 to hit.
Okay.
So he still hits you.
Yeah, but is it?
I'll reroll. I'll reroll the damage for you because he rolled almost maximum.
Wait, no. I'm fine with the damage. I mean, like the damage wouldn't. I mean, like.
So what are you trying to do?
I'm just asking. Did he roll a natural 20 or was it?
No,
20
it was not a crit. It was just 20 to hit. So yeah.
Okay.
So you take 26 points of bludgeoning damage. You are now knocked prone. And I'll say because he already slammed you into the wall, you don't take the extra damage from having been tossed around because there's nowhere to go and you're just crushed. So that's fortunate, but it's also right next to you, and it's going to attempt to it's going to back up just a little bit so it has some reach on you with its axe, just so that it can get it in there, and then it's going to attack. That is a 9 to hit with the axe, and then it's going to try and bite you. Up against the wall there. What?
Did it roll with advantage?
He's not prone.
Oh, I thought he was.
Did I? No, you.
He failed the safe save.
Yeah, you did fail your save. So when he pulled away from you, you fell to the ground. So he would have advantage on that strike. That's a 17 to hit. It's fair.
I do the same to myself.
I know.
So you take an additional 10 points of slashing damage from the axe attack.
Okay.
Are you still up?
Yes.
Okay, he's then going to try and bite you with his with his axe, not with his axe, his shark head. He's gonna like lean down with his 2 front legs sort of buckling under his weight so that he can get towards you, and that's gonna be 17 to hit.
Okay.
So you take
This is a hard one.
24 points of piercing damage as he
And
grapples
that's
you.
down.
Wow. Now I'm down.
Yeah, so you are now limp hanging in from his jaws as he turns back around to look at the rest of you carrying Daffodil in his mouth.
I suppose technically I'm at -22, but it's not.
It's not massive damage though, so you're still
Yeah.
at 0.
Yeah.
All right, that ends its turn. The lights in the space that it's in are currently up, but the ones that in the space that it was in before are out because it crossed them again. So I'll just move them over. All right, so it is currently that's the only space that needs to be lit up if you're trying to do what I think you're trying to do. Daffodil, make a death saving throw.
Yay.
And don't roll a natural 1.
No. Is it? Where is it under? Ah, yes.
You fail. So that's 1 fail. Nala is going to move. You see Nala appear here. And she's going to launch a firebolt towards, but not at, the creature to get its attention and try and taunt it. Say,
Above the oil, she's doing this.
yeah,
Well, it'd be fine if
she's
he
not
goes
shooting it
through it.
at the oil. Just
Okay.
going past it. It says, "Why don't you pick on someone your own size?" And
Could like specks of ash like fall down and hit the oil?
from, from where? Oh, from the
It's a natural
from the
fire.
firebolt.
Like there's like probably like little embers that come off the side
Of what?
of the firebolt.
Oh, yeah, but they're not. She doesn't do it close enough to the fire.
I mean, like along the entire trail. I don't know how it's supposed to look. I just imagine like a bolt that has embers that
Yeah,
come
sure.
off
Yeah,
the entire length.
that's how it sort of looks. Yeah, all right. So she launches the firebolt, and little embers fall off the firebolt and ignite the thing, but not immediately. They're gonna do it soon. But you can see little embers falling slowly towards the oil. They'll get there in like 38 seconds or so of internal dialogue, probably about 2 seconds of real time. Isle, you're up. You can see that the bull shark's sitar's attention was definitely begotten.
Okay.
You just stay put, honestly.
Well, we need to get it to this area.
Yeah,
It-
Yeah,
he's
but
already.
his attention was
Yeah,
down.
it looks
Yeah.
like it's already going to be headed in that direction.
I'm gonna
I'm
go
gonna
there.
reload my crossbow.
All right, you reload your crossbow. You sit
not
there
loaded already.
looking cool on your perch, just slam the
on
bolt
Twitter.
into it, then just hold it up and watch
He's on Twitter.
as the torchlight is gleaming off of your beak. Letho, anything?
Yes.
You sheathe your sword.
Gonna run up. This isn't on fire yet, right?
No, but there are embers falling towards it dramatically.
Okay. God damn it. Okay. I'm gonna. I can pass through his. Or actually, I guess I probably can't. Right. It's not on fire yet, so I'm gonna go through it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to wrestle Daffodil out of his mouth.
All right, you try and pull the unconscious Daffodil out of the mouth. Go ahead and make me a strength checks, athletics.
Nice.
He rolled a 22.
Wow.
17 plus 5. So you just barely managed to pull Daffodil out of the mouth. The shark sitar looks down at you as you do so, and then
Okay.
looks back to Nala.
Okay. Well, just in case, I'm gonna move over here.
you can't move too much further because are you carrying Daffodil, or are you just gonna let him
I'm gonna drop him down like right here.
Okay, you're gonna pull him and drop him down over there, and then
Drop
you're
him up
gonna
against
move
the
over
wall.
there. Okay.
Give him a pat on the back.
So Daffodil is bleeding out in the corner over there. You move back over this way. That ends your turn. Melturge, you're up.
I am
What
going
witty
to move.
one-liner do you have to say?
I'm going to move right here. I'm going to kneel. I'm going to brace for a charge. I'm not sure if like I can like kind of like just like get ready for like a defense kind of hit.
Sure, you can take a dodge action if you want.
Yeah, I'll take a dodge action.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, what?
That's what you say. Oh shit! You look over at Nala, and she just kind of like shakes her head at you.
I'm gonna say, smile, you son of a bitch.
Great. Beautiful. As you do, the thing starts charging forward. Daffodil no longer in its mouth. As it makes contact with the oil, the embers from Nala's firebolt make contact, setting it aflame. Now this bed of oil has become a bed of fire. As it charges through, it takes, let's see, 1d6, 1 damage. And everyone's face just drops as it continues charging towards Nala. Fucking trample attack hits. Takes
Does he get? Do I get an attack? Do me and Letho get an attack
Letho,
of
before he
opportunity?
gets there, you do get an attack of opportunity. If you'd like to take it. Alright, you
It's a
crit. You crit.
Hold on. This means multiple things. I'm gonna re-roll the 1. I
Okay.
have an orc thing that allows me to double. Hold on, no, I get to roll an extra die when I crit.
I
So
don't
I'm gonna-
believe that one's doubled though. That d12 is added at the end.
So this is replacing the 1, which is
Okay.
another 1 apparently.
Wow. Okay, so that's 8 plus 3, that's 11 plus 1d6. So that's 17 plus 3 times 2, which is 23 points of damage. It had 2
Aim
health.
for his legs.
So you kill it. How do you want to finish off the bull shark Satara as it charges past you towards
Swing my greatsword
Nala?
at its legs, like leg level.
All right, you hold the great sword out. It charges forward. The front legs get past, but the back legs just get completely chopped off as it charges forward. Nala ducks out of the way at the last second because the shark Satara was sort of put off balance by losing its hind legs, and it just drags along the ground and slams into the wall. The lights appear. Fuck. Whatever. It's close enough. They all light up before that happens, and as soon as they do, as this all is happening, as the Shark Satara is charging forward, you see Letho from your position and from the way you're looking as you then look towards this thing. Oh shit. Well, whatever. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Something opens. A door opens on the ceiling in this corner over here, and out falls this thing.
The fuck? Man bull shark.
A creature with the hind legs of a human, the torso of a bull shark, and the head of a real bull falls out from the ceiling, standing on its hind legs, and starts charging. It charges towards the bull shark Satara, which is bleeding on the ground, looking up at this monstrosity.
I just saw its leg.
Which is far more terrifying than itself, and it just runs forward and gores the thing with its horns, tearing it up and ravaging it. Its feet are scraping against the ground, but it's not going anywhere because it's already impaled against the side of this massive, huge creature. The bull shark Satar bleeds out, horrifyingly gored by the man bull shark, as you all stand and watch in horror and intrigued, but not really sure what freak of nature
Just staring at the legs.
show you're on right now. Daffodil, unfortunately missing all of this. Daffodil, go ahead and make me a death saving throw. You pass.
Cool.
So that's 1 fail, 1 pass. It is now Nala's turn. Nala is just going to take her turn to first just watch the spectacle, but then she's going to charge over towards Daffodil and try and stabilize you. That's a fail, so she doesn't succeed. Isle, you're up.
Right. I'm just gonna.
Stabilize me.
I have a healer's kit, so I can do that if you wanted to do something else.
Cure
Yeah.
wounds.
I don't have anything to heal.
Well, I can do it.
Yeah, which is why I'm gonna let you.
Yeah.
All right. So
Um,
do you do anything?
I mean, you are in the elevator still. You might want to get out.
has the elevator moved since this creature has come out?
It has not moved yet. However, you start to hear the sound of chains beginning to rattle up above you.
I'm gonna get out.
Okay. Where do you go?
Kung Fu Panda right here.
Okay, you
Wait,
fly away.
I want to get something straight. This man bull shark.
Yep.
Is it only its rear legs are human?
Correct. And its ass.
So it still has fins on the front.
Yeah. It is being held aloft by sheer willpower and momentum. But is also
like it's,
being
like,
supported
sliding?
by its horns.
Is it like sliding?
Yeah, it was, and it sort of like tilted back so it could gore the bull shark sitar from the side.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right, Isle, that ends your turn. Letho, you're up.
Okay.
The man bull shark sitar. The hold on. The bull shark sitar is dead.
I'm
For
gonna
sure.
look at Melturge and see if make sure he can handle the heal on Daffodil.
I kind of give him a little nod and go, aye.
Okay. Then I'm gonna come over here and inspect his glaive.
Okay, you pull the glaive from the dead arms. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Okay. Can I? Is this an action to do this? Like.
Yeah, you take a look at it. It looks like a big ass glaive. Yeah. So I know I wrote something down for this. Where did I put it? Maybe I didn't write anything down for it. Okay. Yeah, it's
I'll write something
definitely
down for you. It's 3d12s.
okay. It does 87 damage to its wielder whenever it hits something, and does 1d4 damage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'll take
No,
it.
Wait.
it's a 10-foot long glaive sort of thing. It's got a rusted iron head. It definitely looks like it's seen some wear and tear, but it seems like it has blood, which is just stained on it permanently. The pole that is supporting the axe is like imagine a piece of rope that is made of black iron that is stretched out straight. So it's got multiple it's like a bunch of smaller iron rods were melted and twisted together as if you were making a rope. So it's like got this twirly braid.
It's a stiff steel cable.
It's a stiff steel cable. Yeah,
Does it
only it's black iron.
feel magical or some kind of aura to it?
No aura that you can immediately detect. No, but
Okay.
then again, you're not really able to detect that in most magic items anyway.
I want to pry it from his hands.
Okay, it doesn't take any prying. He just lets go of it. But you do take it, and it is very heavy. It's like 20 pounds.
Okay, I'm gonna walk it over. Who has identify? You, right?
I do.
Daffodil has.
Daffodil.
Yeah, so.
Kind of walk it over here.
All right, so you start to drag it over towards him. Melturge,
Did you say the effects it has that the glaive?
No.
Okay.
you would have to learn that with identify.
I'm going to go to Daffodil and cast Cure Wounds, which is right there.
Okay, you heal 10. Daffodil, your eyes wake open as you see Melturge leaning over you, his hand poised above your chest. Nala over to your right, looking down at you with worry. You can definitely see that she's blushing.
What?
Wait, she gay?
What does she look like?
I will show you a picture. If I can.
Susan Boyle.
Where do I find this? My library. Uploads.
Tyler, if the glaive does 84 damage to the wielder and 1d4 is If it actually does that, give it to like an enemy. It's just have him try to hit you with it. and you
I
fucking
had a
die.
sword in my other campaign that caused a bunch of spirits to appear around the wielder and attack them. But if you had the specific set of gauntlets that made you immune to curse, it wouldn't affect you. Ah, shit. Well, that is not opening, so I will
It'd be really funny if you
convert
like try it out on like a target and just fucking die.
Opportunists images.
That would be massive damage, right?
It would be.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Sorry, it's taking so long to get this. It's a BMP file that I have for the image that sort of looks like her.
Bitmap.
Yeah, and it's not like opening with anything, so I have to. I'm just gonna share it in the fucking Discord.
That
Here.
sounds good to me.
There. I took a snip of the preview of the picture. She's
looks
not
like,
not an elf though, and
looks
I
like
know it
Luna
looks like
Lovegood.
Luna Lovegood, but it's not.
Okay, so I'm gonna. This is my character flaw. So I'm
Ah.
gonna go ahead and say thank you, Nala. I appreciate it so much.
Say you need a kiss to be awakened.
She
And yes, I say
Leth-
that.
Letho whispers from behind Nala. Nala blushes and pulls back and says, "It wasn't me that saved you. It was the fair dwarf."
I want to
I
kiss.
say it has to be. I know this magic.
Well, then you better get to kissing. She steps back and looks at Meltridge. Maybe now's not the best time though. She looks back at the feasting bull shark man sitar
Wait,
thing.
Tyler,
Mess.
did you just say you just walked up and said I need this identified?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, I do need it identified. I was just wondering how to identify.
This conversation is happening in character.
I will. I'm dragging along this
Yes,
big
he
blade.
is.
I'll just throw it at your feet. Like I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna put it at your feet.
Do I notice the man bull shark?
You do. You follow Nala's gaze over there, and you're surprised to see this monstrosity, this freak of nature, tearing away at the side of this bull shark sitar.
Does it seem aggressive to
Towards
us?
the bull shark sitar, yes, but not towards you.
Oh, okay.
You're not even sure if it knows you're there.
I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna ritual cast identify.
Okay, so you guys spend the next 10 minutes waiting. Anything you guys want to do or talk about in that time?
While we're doing that, scrolling through my spells. Oh, okay, do the first one.
Prayer of healing, yeah, obviously it would be the first one. So yeah, everyone heals 17 HP.
Woo!
Yeah, if you hadn't taken the attack of opportunity against the bull shark sitar, it would have fucking annihilated Nala. It might have even instantly killed her. She had 5 health, and it would have done a shitload of damage. Okay, Isle, do you just kind of stay over in the corner? I guess you have to get closer in order to get healed anyway, so.
And I will go closer to get healed.
Alright, so you do so. In that
I will
time,
Kung Fu Panda.
okay. Everyone looks at the bird who just has their legs outstretched and is hovering with their wings up in the corner, thinking that they're supported by their legs,
I am supported by
as
That's
he
what you
says.
think.
Really good at roleplay.
Yeah, he's very good at it. The man bull shark stops destroying this and starts gently sliding over towards you all. And it's just kind of like a dog that has their front legs down and their head towards the ground, and its little butt is shaking from side to side. Like a
Shaking
wagging
ass.
tail.
What's an ass?
It's just an ass. Nala just kind of looks under the thing and like looks back at you guys.
How big is it?
It looks to be about 8 to 10 feet long.
No, I mean it's a member.
You heard me. No, no, it's proportional to the size of the creature.
3 inches.
Average, yeah.
I don't know what to say to it.
You are ritualing.
Yeah, you're
Right.
busy. You're busy.
Okay.
So am I.
But it just comes over, and Nala kind of like gets over and starts petting it on its gourd covered face a little bit, and she gets her hands messy and just kind of stops trying, wipes them off on the stone floor. But it seems to be happy nonetheless. You can see its gills start to like flare out and go back in, as gills sometimes do.
Is it having trouble breathing
It
in
doesn't
the?
seem to be uncomfortable. But anyway, the 10 minutes pass. You finish the identify spell on this axe. You learn its properties. I'll go ahead and make an item card for you, since apparently I had not made one before. Let me create a new text document.
Going to be kneeled in front of Daffodil in like the typical Witcher meditation stance.
Okay.
I'm also going to whetstone my sword.
All right. So we'll say the next 3 strikes with it have an extra +1 damage.
The cool thing about pole arms is that with my right damage, I can I can put a right if it's a pole arm, I can put right damage on the top and the bottom, so that if I were to do a bonus action attack with the other side, I can also apply the right damage. Pretty cool.
Yeah, if you had like a twin blade or something. Oh, see, I see. Like if it had 2
Just the
sides.
butt
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
So I'm guessing you want the polearm then.
If it's good, I mean, I'll be trading off at a weapon with 2d6s, and since I reroll on 1s and 2s, like having a d12 isn't necessarily as good.
Sorry, I'm typing
So-
this up as I go.
What else do we have to do?
Yeah, you're not. The other thing that happens is you guys get healed, but otherwise you guys are feel free to discuss. And talk.
I'm gonna ask the.
I mean, like, what
the-
else do we have to do tonight before we get to a stopping point?
This would be a stopping point pretty quickly
okay.
as soon as I finish typing this up.
I'm gonna ask the manbull shark if he knows about the blade of woe.
You ask it about it, and it seems to like nod its head. It seems like it understands you. Which nodding its head is just putting its chin down and propping up its head more.
Where is the blade of woe?
It kind of like tries to push down and look down, and like scoots itself around and looks at the elevator, which is now at floor level.
A floor below us.
It nods its head.
I ask, do we need a key?
It nods its head.
Yes or
Do-
no?
It nods
the
its
key?
head.
Where
Is-
Yes or no?
is it on this floor?
It
Either
nods its
does he
head.
nod in like a yes or a no?
Nod is a yes, shake is
Nod
a
is
no.
always yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you
is
have
the key on this floor?
It nods its head.
Which question?
Yes. It nods its head.
Is it in the bull shark centaur?
It nods its
Real
head.
quick.
Okay.
I'll work
Alright,
on
I'm
that.
gonna go
I
for the
guess.
bull shark centaur and just smash it with a hammer.
All right,
I
you and
will
Letho go over there and
I will
start
begin cutting it.
cutting it up and trying. Go ahead and both of you, or one of you with advantage, you can make investigation check.
I'm gonna cast guidance
Okay.
and then do that.
Okay, so both of you are making the checks. You with advantage.
No, it
Or
doesn't give
D4.
me.
Okay.
It gives me a D4, which I have as damage. So just look at that. I rolled a 2 essentially.
So you should do the investigation.
I asked the man bull shark, is there anything dangerous below?
It nods its head.
So
Would we,
21.
Do you know what we're saying?
It nods its head.
Do you not understand what we are saying?
Melturge, you're hitting a fucking horse right now, not talking to.
Yeah.
I made the roll, by the way.
Do you have hands? I
It starts crying.
Who is that thing your father?
It,
And not
it shakes its head.
Your brother?
It shakes its head.
Are you related to it?
It shakes its head.
Oh, okay. Do you know him?
It nods its head.
Did you like him?
It shakes its head.
Did he hurt you?
It nods its head.
The sad life of a man bull shark.
Did he rape you?
Point to where he touched you.
All right, so you guys do your investigation. I'm assuming you roll with advantage plus the 2. It's not that difficult. You do manage to find that inside of the creature's brain. Eventually, after looking there, you find a key. What color is the key? It is a color.
Purple.
Purple. Hold on. Purple. It is
Yellow.
purple. Yeah,
Oh,
you're right.
I go over to Manbull Shark.
Mhm.
I say, are there more enemies we need to fight to get the thing?
It shakes its head.
Is it dangerous?
I already asked it that.
Oh, I don't know if I heard you.
It nods its head.
It nods its head.
Okay. Do you want to get out of here with us?
It nods its head.
Would you like to come with
Emphatically
us?
this time. It nods its head emphatically.
Were you once human?
It nods its head emphatically, sort of bruising its chin in the process,
We should
it
go up.
and it moans.
Is it possible to reverse it?
It looks at you. It just looks at you.
Does it nod?
It doesn't do
Just-
anything. It just looks at
Are
you.
you not sure?
It nods its head.
Okay.
Boy's coming with
Uh,
us.
Can
we-
it blink?
What?
Can it blink? Can it blink?
It's been blinking, yeah.
Okay, maybe blink is more effective. For communication.
It's got a bowl for a head, so.
Are you
But we should go
hungry?
back up to the top level and long rest. I feel like.
I don't think we can control where the elevator goes, can we?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, we just wait for the hourglass to go up, and then we use
do
the
we-
key to go down back to the where we want to go.
Nala says, I've worked with these kind of things before. If we wait for that timer to run out, the whole thing's gonna reset.
yeah,
What,
that's-
like all the
Wow,
levels?
Yeah.
What
Yes.
an
He might
interesting
disappear.
thing to say, and no.
Yes, what an interesting thing to say,
How
and
did you
no,
know that?
she says,
Wait,
looking at you.
you've worked with these things before?
Well, I didn't help
you-
make
She
I
likes
didn't-
puzzles.
I didn't help make this dungeon, but I do know of it, and I know that that's how it's gonna go down.
Okay. Thank you.
It was
I wanna
made.
look
It
at the
was made by
hourglass.
the Seekers Guild to test new recruits.
I want to look at the hourglass.
I say I
You look at it.
say
There's
to the Manbull
there's
Shark.
there's still like 40 or so minutes left.
I go
I
to the
s-
Manbull Shark. I say, "Were you a part of the Seekers Guild?"
It kind of nods its head, kind of shakes its head.
Were you a prisoner of them?
It nods its head.
I think we should use as much time as we can from the hourglass to begin a short rest and finish it when we get to the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, I can use the what's it called?
Wait, how long's the short
Song
rest?
of Rest.
Song of Rest. That would just make you gain extra health. The short rest is an hour.
Okay.
Right. Well, I mean, we can use the key and then also. Well, never mind.
So we sit here for 40-ish minutes,
Yeah.
and then we get on the elevator, and then
Yeah,
don't
that's what
start
I'm
the next
thinking.
trial until we're finishing our short rest.
This is the last trial.
All right, so I'll go
Well-
ahead and post the stats of the thing. It's got an 8-foot reach. It's considered like a glaive sort of deal. It's got a +1 to attack and damage rolls. It is enchanted. It does a D12 base damage. It also needs to have its wielder needs to have 18 strength, or it has disadvantage on attack rolls made with the weapon. In addition, whenever you hit something, you can expend one of its 3 max charges, which it regains at dawn, to toss the creature into the air on a failed strength saving throw with a DC of 15. A large creature has advantage on the saving throw, and even larger creature is immune to the effect. When the creature is thrown this way, it lands, it takes an extra 2d6 bludgeoning damage and lands prone.
So when you say 8-foot range, is that the normal reach for a weapon, or is that longer? Is that
It's
shorter?
longer. The normal reach is 5 feet.
Okay.
So you can hit
Would
something
it-
without entering its melee range with this.
Would it still maintain its like enchantment? Is it an enchantment?
It is enchanted.
Would it maintain that if I were to forge it to be shorter?
You're not certain. You'd have to ask someone who's an expert in those things.
Melturge. How about
Ah!
what do you?
The old man.
When I forge one of these things,
It's a bit too heavy for me.
It's also called the Axe of Defiance.
Yeah,
If you could make it down to 6-foot reach, I think it'd be light enough for me, and also just barely enough to keep me out of someone else's reach. So just get 2 feet off the bottom. You think that's possible?
I mean, everything everything I forge, it must be non-magical.
Well, you probably know about forging at least, right? So do you know if that would remove the enchantment?
Let me think for a second.
I've never dealt with magical items like this before. However, usually magic items are enchanted as they are, and any attempt to destroy or alter the item would usually remove the enchantment.
Wait, who said that?
That was
Melturge
me.
thought that
I
to
said
himself.
that.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean by usually?
Always.
I see. Guess I just have to get stronger.
And then we go to a montage. All right, but we'll go ahead and stop there for the night since Phil needs to sleep because he wakes up at like 3 in the morning.
At Ass Crack of Dawn.
Ass crack
No,
before
I
ass
get-
crack at
I
dawn.
get to work while it's still dark.
He perches on the cheeks of dawn and waits.
Phil, Tyler, you started your job, right?
Yeah, I had my first week.
Oh,
How'd that go?
It's a job. I mean, I imagine it's normal, but I hate it just because it's a job. I don't think it has anything to do with the job.
Just the fact that you have to be somewhere every day
just
and
that
just
I
sit
have to
there
work.
and do shit.
have you gotten to do like actual like work, or has it been all like training stuff?
Setup, training, HR stuff. I should be starting like actual software next week, like the week coming up. Like tomorrow, that is.
Cool.
What about you? Have you been looking?
Yeah, I'm still looking. I'm starting to look for like less. I mean, like more uh, drafting type positions. Since like I don't have like internship experience, so that's what people are looking for. So
Did you hear anything from?
Have you tried applying to internships?
I applied to like 1 or 2. Yeah.
I think when I was looking at internships, it said you actually need to be enrolled
Yeah,
in an accredited
that's-
university.
Some do, some don't.
Some will let you do it within like
Yeah,
year.
if
of
you're within a
graduating.
year of your of your graduation, a lot of places will let you do it.
Yeah. These are big places. I'm not sure about the small stuff.
Right.
Did you hear anything from Milwaukee?
It was actually Master Lock who contacted me. I misspoke
Oh, Master Lock
earlier.
Okay. Master
But,
Lock's pretty cool too.
Yeah. But no, I haven't heard back from them yet.
Okay.
It's a long test.
All
Takes,
Well-
takes a while.
To wrap up the session, I'll just say a couple of things. I'm glad that you guys managed to light up all the torches because that's what dropped in the manbull shark, and it would have been unfortunate if you did not meet him because he's fucking hilarious.
Wait, so was the trial just to kill him, and
yeah.
all the lights did was
Yeah.
help? It was-
Yeah. All the lights did was spawn the manbull shark. But I'm very
he'll be
glad
with
that
us
you
forever.
did that. Yeah, because he's man's best friend. His little butt cheeks. That's-
You put pants on him.
you could probably get some pants on him.
Did you give him some shading for his lower back? Lower back? Is that what I'm seeing?
Or those
Shading?
like boots.
Yeah, those are boots.
No,
on
no,
his
no,
feet.
not like. I'm saying like right above his ass cheek. Like a little darker
Yeah, that's
triangle.
shading.
Okay.
That's just his muscles.
His back dimples from
Yeah,
from
his-
spreading his
his-
ass.
His back dimples, yeah. I made all these tokens by hand. The spiders, the bull shark, Satar, the man bull shark. It was fun. Yeah. I posted the first session to YouTube, but it's gonna premiere tomorrow, I think, or next week. So it's not available yet because it had some tokens visible on it where you could see the next floor. So I didn't want to make it available just yet. But you can find that on my YouTube channel.
Cool.
But yeah, sounds
Post
good.
the channel in the.
Yeah, I'll link it.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
link it.